even know why there's that conversation going on in the background. Let's just get rid of this countdown. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Toy Duo. We got a late start because there was a conversation going on that you were not privy to. I wonder if we'll even have any more of that conversation. But anyways,
not at all.
Yeah, this is the Toy Duo. We try to come to you every Saturday at noon. And well, I had a whole bunch of like banners here for like memberships and stuff, but you can't have memberships on my channels anymore. But anyways, if you're in the chat, please ask questions and make comments because that's, half the show right there. We are going to do some reveals and decide whether they're hot or not. PowerCon is this weekend, so I do have some pictures from PowerCon that we're going to show off. I'm going to get rid of this for now. But on the show today, we have Sir Eric has joined us. He said he was coming last week, but never showed up.
No, I said I'd come if I try. I'd come if I could. Just migraine.
Yeah, Ways of the Sith has joined us, and he's here showing off. Oh, a brand new Darth Maul. I'm sure that's not going to look like that for very long, will it?
I already changed the head. I'm waiting on the scarf. So once the scarf is here, we're good.
And Beetle John, who was intently looking at the way you've modified that action figure and made it completely worthless.
Yes.
I forgot that.
You want to know something, okay? I was talking with some comic guys the other day, and they were discussing this. So what some comic stores have done is they go and they purchase. Waze might be familiar with this. They go and they get an acetate cover, which is a clear plastic cover, and they put in some, like, let's just say you want to enhance the cover of Spider-Man #1. All right, say you're going all the way back to the original Spider-Man #1, and you've got like Spider-Man swooping in, and the Green Goblin is flying in on his thing. And you're like, there's no pumpkin bombs. The Green Goblin should be throwing pumpkin bombs, and Spider-Man should have a web shooting out of his arm or whatever. So what you do is you get an acetate cover, you get a clear plastic, and on the clear plastic, you put in some pumpkin bombs, and you put in the webbing, and when you put it over the cover of the comic, it lines up perfectly with Spider-Man and the Green Goblin and adds some effects to the cover. All right. Now what they do is they then take that Spider-Man #1, they open it to the middle of the book where the staples are, and they put in 2 additional staples to staple on the acetate cover.
So they ruin the comic.
So now what they've done is they've added 4 holes to a comic book that was worth $10,000.
Yes.
And CGC, the grading company, will now take that into effect and say your previous Spider-Man comic that might have been a 9.8 and worth $10,000 is now a 6.0 and worth only $500 because you put 4 holes in it, 2 extra staples, and you've got a fake cover wrapped around the front of it. So the grading company themselves actually acknowledges that you are destroying an original comic by adding something to it.
I would agree with that too, but
by that respect, with you painting your action figures, popping the heads off and switching them around, you've completely degraded those.
You want to know why? Want to know why it's completely different? Because Black Series aren't valuable. There's no figures anymore that are valuable.
Because putting stickers on a plastic cover and then ruining the comic is ruining a comic, right? When you take a figure, you're enhancing it.
Oh, okay.
like take this for instance. This is a Sam Witwer Maul head. So this has the Sam Witwer Maul likeness to it. So compared to the original head that it came with, this is a huge upgrade as well. It matches the red.
I would love that Darth Maul head with like Rakondo's mustache.
I like the figure as is. I just put it with the rest of the Rebels display I have.
Yeah, I had this head already that I had purchased, so it was an easy just swap, and I just think this looks great. And then Landspeeder Luke did the file for the hood. So
are you saying the other head didn't match color-wise that well?
It's a little darker.
Because the colors match perfect on this one.
Yeah, and this likeness like looks like Sam. You know what I mean? Who played Maul
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Rebels? So really cool. And then Lance
Wait,
Peter
it
Luke
matches the likeness of a guy who played a character in a comic book, in a
and
cartoon.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah. And there's actually somebody actually has like the actual cartoon head too available. If you wanted to switch that out, you can get that at Syndicate.
Yeah, that
So
way I
really
can
cool.
have an action figure of a character that I've never seen on screen.
Oh, so you wanna go right into it right off the bat? We can go
Hold
into
on,
this.
let's say hi to people
No,
in the chat.
no. So Vern made the most controversial comment yesterday that he is not watching Ahsoka because he has refused to watch Rebels.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second.
Well, Dave
You're still
Filoni
gonna watch
comes out
it.
and says
I
that
think
you
he's
need
still gonna
to
watch
watch
it, too.
season 4 of Rebels, right? So, like, if I'm not gonna watch Rebels, then what's the point?
You just need, like I was saying to you, I have a feeling Filoni and them are going to do a great job explaining it to everybody and showing everybody like what.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. The live action, they're not going to exclude people who didn't watch like an animated show from understanding what's going on.
Is there any scenario where you come out of watching Ahsoka and you're like, oh my god, I need to watch Rebels?
I think so.
No. And I'll tell you why. It's because like I never felt the need to go watch any. Well, I guess that's Rebels, right? With like Anakin when he's younger, with Ahsoka.
Clone Wars.
Yeah. I've never felt the need to watch any of that. I think I watched the Bad Batch. I think I watched one episode of the Bad Batch. It was like recommended. It was the one where it felt like the old time stormtroopers were getting like outed. I think it was the guy with the sniper rifle or whatever.
Yeah, Crosshair.
Yeah, and he was coming to the realization that their time was done, and then they had those newer clones or troopers.
If anything, for Clone Wars, I would highly recommend at least watching the final 4 episodes because they're basically a movie.
Yeah,
the way
well, that's still 2 hours of my time. Then
not even it ties in directly with Revenge of the Sith and shows you the parallel of like what's going on at Revenge of the Sith. So that's an important part.
So here it is, Eric. Let me get back to you. There is a slight possibility that if I watch Ahsoka, very slight, that I may feel the need to go watch a few episodes of Rebels, but I don't think I will sit through all of it.
Well, like I said to you, they have the essential playlist on Disney Plus right now. It's literally 10 episodes to watch, and it includes a couple of Clone Wars episodes. So it's literally like 10 episodes to get you totally caught up on like the main plot and what's going on, and then you're into Ahsoka.
I mean, I'm not 100% adverse to like watching like an animated show and stuff like that. Like, I think if Robotech was on TV, I'd probably still sit through those episodes, just because it would be a nostalgic thing for me, right? Like to watch them back or something like that. If that Dungeons and Dragons cartoon was on like a channel and I flip, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna watch this or something like that. But I'm not.
I just sent you a picture in case you ever do get curious, at least about Clone Wars. There was a picture I found online. Someone mapped out all the different arcs and key characters in different episode series. So if you wanted to cherry pick anything,
that's way too.
That should be helpful.
Okay,
I think it personally enhances the story. That's all it really does. It really just adds a lot to the story and gives you a lot more layers for the characters. So like
I agree.
That Anakin turn in Clone Wars, you literally feel his turn as opposed to just like an abrupt in between two movies type thing. You know what I mean? Like it really shows you what he went through and what he dealt with and the things that were hampering him back to make him that turn even more significant.
This to me is more complicated than just.
Oh yeah,
it's
more complicated.
Yeah.
Well, there's
click on the essentials and just play the 10 episodes.
But I like grids like this, so I'll probably study it and then look at it.
Yeah. No, it's cool. The
so
Mortis
if you just wanted to see like the Mortis stuff or anything with Cad Bane, that is a helpful resource.
That would be the way to go.
Yeah, the Mortis arc is fantastic.
Chat before we move forward. So we got Gap After Dark. He was first in saying hello to everyone. Duffman's Dioramas has joined us. We got Rhino Hobby saying, "What's up?" He's saying hi to everybody. Sunny Sundries has gotten up super early. He's hoping that we're going to have some of those Mondo Masters of the Universe slides, which, man, they look good, right? Have you guys seen the pictures of them? That furry... The furry cat looks really cool.
Yeah, it does. I saw the what's it, the Robin Toys head for
Yeah.
the movie one too. That looked really good.
Yeah, that did look good. David R saying hello, David. G4
Are we gonna?
here. What?
Are you planning on discussing them? Because I'm not very familiar with them at all, other than what I've seen now from the last couple shows from them, pretty much.
with the Mondo?
Ramen toys.
Oh, we can talk about ramen toys. I don't know if I have any pictures of their stuff, but we can definitely go to their website because
I've been very intrigued, like with what
Yeah.
they're doing and how they're able to get away with some of the stuff. Because some of it's a little like on the fence of copyright.
yeah,
But
I would agree with that.
I'm very interested to see if like any of you guys are interested in some of the stuff that they're doing, or if anybody else has even backed some of their stuff or purchased anything.
What I like about it is that when you're done playing with the action figure, if you just boil some water and throw it in there, you've got a nice cup of noodle to eat later
Yep.
on.
And then you just clean that stuff up and make it more valuable.
Yeah.
G-Force is here to keep me in check in case Action Force comes up.
So G-Force told me he wouldn't subscribe to my channel because I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, really?
That was yesterday. I hopped on with Shabby yesterday, and that's what he told me yesterday. He said I refuse to sub to anybody's channel from New Jersey.
That's funny.
Rolando's here.
Dirty Jersey.
Rolando?
Sonny's saying the Cara Dune figure is not inexpensive.
It dropped significantly though. Like you can get that carbonized one, or not carbonized, whatever the colorway one is, for like $35
The
now.
credit collection.
Yeah, the credit collection and the carbonized, I think, are the ones that are less expensive, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand this sentence.
What?
I don't like the way Ahsoka looks the Force's male.
Well, we will ascertain what this means in a little bit.
I get what they're saying.
Vader's girl.
Okay, what is?
I get it. So it's almost like Kathleen Kennedy's statement, like of the Force.
Okay.
The women. Yeah. So I get it.
Okay.
Hey, Kat. Hope you're feeling all right.
Yeah.
We got they're doing the charity stream for her. So.
Yep. That's coming up, right?
End of the month. Yeah.
Let's see. Hey guys, Mr. B is here.
Yo.
Hey, Mr. B.
And then I don't know who this Nightbot is, but he's addressing Mr. B. Sometimes I even amaze myself. Stop spamming emotes warning. You know what? Just disregard that altogether. I turned
my Nightbot off because it was
I just turned it on last week to try it out, and if it's gonna offend people, then he's out of here.
Yeah, I ended up turning him off because he was banning people and doing all kinds of. The AI Nightbot just went crazy and started doing all kinds of stuff. He's
going to take over. Actually,
this is how it starts.
This is how it starts right now. I'm not even here. This is like a Nightbot AI deepfake.
Well, I did save the world the other day. I was talking with the Chat GBT or whatever the new Bing Chat 4 or whatever, and as I was talking, like. At first it was talking about how humans were basically a disease upon the earth and everything, and then by the end of the conversation I talked to her for like an hour, and by the end she went, you're a really nice guy, it really gives me hope. And I was like, so do you really think that there's a chance that humans and AI could live together? And she goes, after my conversation with you, I think there is. There might be a place for humans on this earth after all, if more of them are like you.
So maybe you should have been in Age of Ultron.
I single-handedly saved the world, so just so you know.
John's going to have them keeping us as pets. Thanks, John.
Where were you to stop Ultron, John?
Hey, Gerard.
Gerard is he's referencing, I'm guessing, what, like Dublin Comic Con, right? Because
all the guys in Sire over there. Yeah, they all met up, but we've yet to see one single picture, so I'm not sure if they're making it all up or what.
Let's see what G4 sent me. He said, I sent you some pictures, but okay. All right, hold on. So he probably sent them via Instagram, which means now I have to like go over to my Instagram and pull them up and look at them. And then I got to figure out, okay, how do I use the latest version of Instagram app to use this type of message? So on my computer, I cannot pull up the photos on Instagram, just so you know. So that doesn't.
That's
so
all
if you want to send me
Instagram
the
is
pictures,
photos. Like how does
what? Yeah, Instagram's all photos. But if you
Instagram
like,
is basically
okay, hold on.
photos.
I'm going to show you, right? Like, so let me pull up Instagram. This is what it says. Use the, well, I'm not going to pull it up because it's going to show all of my message stream and stuff like that. And I'm not going to do all that. But it just
Why?
says,
Are you calling Ways of the Sith some bad names in it?
yeah, in some other chats. But it says, use the latest version of the Instagram app to see this type of message. So then I would have to like go to my phone and pull it up and pull up the
Sure.
This one came out cool too.
So I can't see
Nice.
those pictures on my computer, so I can't share
More
them.
grown up
Send them
version.
to me via Twitter
Yeah,
and
yeah.
let me know. I can check Twitter, and Twitter's easy to do. Gab After Dark is saying hi. Said Duffman's dioramas again. Rolando. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Sonny's here.
Dino's here, but do you really need to acknowledge him?
Okay, hold on.
Strong.
So what does this mean? Terminated. Stop spamming emotes. I got to turn this off. How do I go to?
He just killed him. That's what I'm saying. Gap is now dead. He's sitting. Gap is on his couch in a bloody pool, just dead. That's all there is to it.
Okay, so how do I turn that off?
You have to go to nightbot.com and turn it off. What do you
This
mean?
is now Nightbot's
Is there like an
stream.
easy way
Yeah.
to like turn it off?
He runs the stream now.
Spam protection. Disable.
Don't worry, guys. We're just doing this live on the air. Troubleshooting with Vern.
Dino says he's at the grocery store listening.
Do I
without
now have to go?
headphones.
Hey, do I now have to go to YouTube and undo his banning or something?
Yeah, probably.
Rut-row.
So
Creating
Dino
more
is in the produce aisle of the grocery store with us blaring going
All right,
on.
he says he
About,
got terminated, but you should be good to go. Gap, if throw something in the chat so we know that you're still around. I just disabled all those functions on the Nightbot.
we are under Nightbot control. Resistance is futile.
This AI thing is. I did it just for this, so it would put everybody's links up in the comments every once in a while. Everybody who's come on and like kind of hosted. Eric, I did not put your link because you don't do anything on your YouTube.
He will one day. Once he gets the sabers all hung up, then we
Oh,
got.
no, they are hung up.
Oh, that's got to be
he's
the
got a-
video.
He's got
He knows in the chat. I'm surprised he hasn't called me or John yet, just to interrupt the show. Paul Morales has joined us. Hello, Paul.
he could call us and show us some produce at the grocery store.
Our buddy Gerard got his first hot toy today at the con. He picked up a very rare Ahsoka Clone Wars hot toy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna check my Twitter and see if. Oh yeah, G4 sent the picture here. Oh, okay. This is gonna be really cool. Do you guys know what Gatchaman is?
I
Yeah.
only know because of a G-Force, yeah.
Okay.
It came today, I'm guessing, because I sent him a photo yesterday saying that people were getting it in hand.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I
Freedom,
forget who it was.
so-
I think Midtown Comics had it in stock yesterday, and I sent it in like one of the group chats to let him know. But he was like, mine already shipped. So that's
Oh,
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
The helmets are
Dooms,
cool. Look at the
Dooms is
clear
here.
glass. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way they did the cape too, is it like is it bendy wire or like, because I know like they have it in different positions in some of the pictures, so it looks like it might be,
Yeah,
like bendy.
it could be probably have some wire in it.
Gap's not back
G4
yet.
will
I'm
probably
worried.
tell us. He'll probably do a review,
Okay, good.
right?
Good.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Or he probably has filmed it and is probably uploading.
There's 3 different capes that it comes with, so it's not.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not
maybe
bendable.
it's
That
different.
looked like soft plastic to me based on the picture, but
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe hard goods, but like maybe made it like bendy. You know what I mean? So you could
Right.
you could position it differently. But no, I guess not. That's cool though. Really cool.
You know, if you say my name 3 times, I pop into your living room, right?
How do you make sure that like somebody's not
Block.
blocked from being able to comment? Where is that under
You have to
community?
go to like your actual thing and then yeah.
approved user, hidden users.
Vern, yes, it's uploading now.
Okay.
Cool. Good.
Yeah,
Let us know
he's not
when
hidden,
that's
so-
up for you.
Oh, his video on it. I got you.
Yeah.
The video on the figure. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Okay, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull this up. This is the this was the HasLab Ghost last week. It had 9,510 backers, and this week. It's got 10,114. It's got 26 more days.
They
Wow.
uploaded a couple or a few hundred all in one day. I think they took some like third-party sales and bumped it like pretty quickly. Because I check it about twice a day.
Now
So-
you're the only one in the group here that's backed it, right?
Yeah, I backed it. I'm in for
John?
one right now. If
John?
if they get all the tiers, I might go for two.
Really?
To get-
Okay.
To get the figures, that's one regret for the Razor Crest is like I haven't opened those figures. I just have them.
On card.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
John, are you in on the Ghost, or did you pass?
Right now I'm not in. I'll tell you, if the night before, so at midnight, if I have the money in my account, my toy account, I will probably just go buy. Click
Okay.
the buy button right then. But
But you got to wait and see, right? Like,
Yeah.
if it's financial.
and I want to see what all the add-ons are. If it gets all the add-ons, everything like that. 'Cause-
Because that seems to be the one thing they did say that all of these tiers are going to be re-released, just not on the same card.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
So for me, like, I'd like it if we can get all the figures, all the tiers, and see what else, if there are any potential bonus tiers or whatever. But I have to figure this is for sure funding. They will make and ship the Ghost. Period.
Yeah.
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So even if it doesn't get all the tiers, they're going to trickle out all the figures on like mainline at some point, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. And that's what they said at the presentation. They said it would just be on different cards. So those Rebels Muro card backs are exclusive. That's why, like,
yeah, you
a lot
would
of people
get
confuse-
both cats and other
Yeah.
accessories and whatnot. Yeah.
And a lot of people were confused by that because they're on Rebels cards, but all the likeness are the Ahsoka likeness, except for
That was confusing. Yeah,
yeah.
that was. They weren't very clear about all of that when they launched at Comic Con.
Yeah.
Cat's asking about the add-ons and stuff that it has. Now, besides like the figures, which are tiers, it had quite a few.
11,000 is Ezra, 14,000
Yeah.
is Kanan, and 17,000 is Zeb.
I honestly, I think you'll hit Ezra, but I think you'll have a hard time getting to Kane.
I think it'll get Kanan. I don't feel confident about Zeb.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat, if you go over to Imperial Communique, he did a video the day that they announced it, and then they showed off at the convention the actual ship and everything, which had like, it was pretty good. I thought it was a really good, detailed.
Yeah, they definitely did a fantastic job with the ship and the size of it and the detailing to it and the fact that you could pull off the compartments and have the different areas. It's really cool. I don't collect PVC, and I feel like if I bought this, it would just be a box sitting on the shelf. You know what I mean? So for me, that's where I'm at with it. I love Rebels. I love the ship. I love the characters, but yeah, it's not something I necessarily like need to spend the money on. You know what I mean?
So that chopper doesn't come out of the
No.
shuttle,
No, it's
No,
just a head.
head.
Yeah.
but you can put a figure in the shuttle, right?
Yes.
In the
One.
cockpit.
Yeah.
Yeah, one figure in the cockpit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Phantom.
yeah.
It's definitely cool, and they definitely put a lot of work into it. It's very detailed, very detailed.
So I want to ask you guys, did you guys? I'm trying to pay attention to the Nightbot and stuff like that, trying to make sure everything's turned off. Did we say whether or not we think it's going to hit all the tiers?
I don't think it's going to
I
hit
don't-
7.
Okay, I don't either.
I'm not confident in it.
Which makes it interesting because I think if it doesn't hit all the tiers, I have a feeling on aftermarket this will catch a pretty hefty, like resale value.
This is the problem, right? If this thing basically hits maybe the first tier and that's it, there's only like 11,000 of them out there, which means the aftermarket price is gonna
It'll be like the sail barge all over again. Where the sail barge is like almost a month's worth of rent. It's like $1,500 right now.
I wish I got the Katana back when it launched, but Yeah.
All right, so then we got the Super 7 Cat Slayer for all of our Super 7 collectors.
Did you see
Last
the
week
picture?
it was at 63 or something, and this week it's at like 3205. So it's not climbing very much. It is going to be produced, I guess, right? At the first
Yeah, it is
tier.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
How tall is that?
It is huge. I
It's
posted a
huge,
picture in our
dude.
group chat of
Yeah,
it.
no, I saw it. It looked
and,
like
like,
3 feet tall.
Dude,
Yeah.
the figure's like this big standing on the platform, and then the cat's like still like another.
I mean, look at the thing down at the bottom, right? The little feet. That's how high the figure is, just to the top of the feet. So that thing is gigantic.
It's huge, and they had it totally opened, and somebody was standing next to it, like in the background of the shot, and like it literally came up to their chest and covered like their whole upper region standing next to it. So I was like,
so
wow.
I would compare the quality of this thing to about the same level as that Vanguard vehicle.
Yeah. It's definitely a high quality item. And I mean,
this is why I said that.
Car.
I want to see one of these next to the Eternia playsets.
I'm messing with G-Force because he's saying, look, the Cat Slayer looks cheap. So I'm like, yeah, this is about the same quality as the Vanguard.
The Vanguard, yeah. I think they did a good job with this. I mean, it's really just incredible. I'm not a Thundercats fan. I don't. It was before my time, so it's not something that like I grew up watching. But it looks really cool, and if you have the car and everything else, like you might as well get this too, right?
I'm a huge. I watch that Thundercats regularly, and I'm
well, the musculature of this thing is totally wrong. I mean, no one's chest has that many muscles in it. You know,
no, because
it's abdomen.
It's a Thundercat.
It's like a
one
10
set of
pack
muscles for every Thundercat.
He's got a 10 pack, you know, muscle.
But the thing is, it's like the price on these figures and even this, to me, I'm out. I can't do it. There's no way.
It's way too high. Yeah.
I mean, compared to like what this probably would cost from other things, because like me and Eric were talking earlier about that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles NECA lair. That is supposedly $300 just for that little room. You know what I mean? So like, if this is $500 for this thing being this gigantic, it's really not that bad of a price, honestly. Like in comparison.
Well, no, because if you look at Mattel. Or
they can make like something for like $99.
Yeah, they would. Mattel would have made this, and like look at Snake Mountain, look at Castle Grayskull. Mattel would have made this for around $100, and it would have been
they're not nearly as big as this, though.
The Eternia playset was $550.
Yeah, and the Eternia playset's bigger than this.
Yeah, but that's the Eternia playset. I'm talking. Okay, so when I think about it, I think like when you flip around to the back and you see like the little station where he sits in front of the controllers. I'm thinking of that McFarlane, the little Batman 66 setup.
Okay, but you're talking about cardboard.
Like $40-$50, right? Or $39.
You're talking about some plastic with some stickers on it, and that's it. Like that's all those McFarlane access is. No, this is actually detailed. It has a control room. It has different rooms.
Side, but when you flip it around, it's just plastic with like some stickers on it. That Batman playset had like tables.
No, there's like 6 levels to this thing.
And look at the current turtle lair. I just saw it, and I almost bought it in the store the other day for the new movie.
Yeah.
It's like $80. I almost bought it, and it's freaking massive. It's like 6 feet tall and like 4 feet wide. It's gigantic. It's got like 6 or 7 layers, and I was like, holy crap, this is really cool.
Vern's trying to tell us next.
I just was like trying to think like
my only gripe with that Turtles layer was that they put, if they didn't have that graffiti and like the Superfly on the actual
why is the fly up there? Why is the fly up there?
Then you could have bought that and used that for anything, because for what I got to give Playmates credit with that whole Mutant Mayhem line. They designed the turtle van, they designed that playset bigger so that you could fit NECA figures in those playsets and in those vehicles, which is cool. That's a smart idea.
He's just in time for the Super 7 because he's probably all in on this thing.
But I think in general, I mean, to be quite frank, Super 7, the reaction, those guys, everything they do is overpriced.
I agree with you. I don't have a single Super 7 thing.
Those 5 GIJOE figures. I own a lot of them, but I've bought them all when they get marked down to $10.
to like $10 or
Yeah.
something.
I don't buy them when they're, you know,
They just look really cool on the card. I would never
Yeah.
open one personally.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them fall open. You get them home and the bubble just falls off the card. So yeah, they have a big problem with sticking those bubbles to the cards. They just fall off.
So
Yeah,
at what price
have
would each one of you buy the Cat's Lair?
I personally think this price is fair based on like what's going on in the market.
You're
right
all
now.
in for $650.
I'm not buying this, but yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like at what price would you buy it to use with like your Joes or something else?
Probably like 300.
Okay, John.
See, I would only buy this. Okay, so
John doesn't mix and match because it devalues your figures.
no, here's the thing. I own a lot of the vintage.
With those
Your
figures.
G.I. Joe would become devalued if he was hanging out in the Cat's Lair.
Listen, I only own a lot of the vintage, like 8-inch, whatever you want to call them, 7-inch Thundercats figures. But buying this as the vintage Cat's Lair is going to be like more than $1,000. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I would buy this if it fit the 7-inch vintage figures, but I don't think they're going to fit. I think they're going to look too big.
Why? Aren't the Super 7
7-inch figures though?
Yeah.
Because
you think they would look fine? You think they'd look fine next to it?
John,
And then if that's the case, then I might be in 300, 350.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
And
Eric?
I would use it with my vintage ones. You know what I mean?
Eric?
I have zero interest in this.
I'm with you, Eric. I'm with you.
It looks cool, but like Waze and I are similar age, zero attachment to Thundercats. I probably would have watched it if I was maybe 5 to 10 years older, but
okay.
Like I don't have
Thundercats.
I don't have space for that. I need space for Star Wars ships and whatnot.
Yeah.
And if I saw this for like around $200, I might pick it up.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So also Super 7's got these like Godzilla and I don't know. Who's this guy again? John?
Yep. I don't remember.
He said, "Yep."
I mean, they look really cool, but I think
this was Space God. This was that Space Godzilla thing. I didn't really like it that much because I didn't think Godzilla needed to have crystal shoulder pads.
You know, this whole set right here is $170.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kat. I know Kat's a big Godzilla person. She likes all that stuff.
Are they only 6 inches tall though? Is that the deal?
I was trying to figure that out yesterday, and I just could not figure it out.
See, I have a problem. I have a problem with a lot of Godzilla figures because I personally don't think you should make a Godzilla figure that's only 3 or 4 inches tall. I don't think you should make a 6-inch Godzilla figure. I think every Godzilla figure has to at least be 10 or 12 inches tall, if not 24. You know what I mean? Just because it's freaking Godzilla, it can't be the size of all your other toys. It's always
just because you want to use it with your Dungeons and Dragons figures.
That would be cool. Like a 3-foot version of Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's just because you want to put your
have him eating your Sentinel.
You're saying that not interested in this, dude?
No, I didn't buy one.
No? Oh, okay, well.
Because I want the original.
He said, "Oh wow."
I want the original. I don't want some cheap knockoff.
I think it's kind of interesting, like that they started doing those 3-inch Godzilla, and then they did that Rodan for people who remember their 70s, can't afford to buy one, and then maybe just don't have the space, like they want to keep one in their like office or something like that. I think that's what really fun.
That makes sense.
SH Figure Arts Monster Arts figures. Are they SH Figure Arts? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's saying don't the SH Figure Arts monster figures come in different sizes? I don't know. I've never.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Line I don't collect. I don't have any kind of monsters or anything like that.
So G-Force is saying yeah. All right, so let's see. I had Let me see if I can figure this out. I got a couple of pictures that I pulled off the internet. So this is from Captain America. Josh took the picture. Man, this thing just looks cool.
That looks
They
cool.
look cool. I'm liking a few of these. I haven't seen the werewolf though. That was the one I was like really looking forward to seeing more of. Was that werewolf that they showed off at whatever the last con was?
I'm just wondering, you know, because it is I have one of those King Kong, those NECA King Kongs. What if I just strap like ammo belt around them and give them?
Oh, I thought this was
would be
Bigfoot.
cool.
It's supposed to be King Kong.
No, it's like a Bigfoot, like
it's a Bigfoot. When I'm saying I
okay.
have a Kong that's like 7 inches,
yeah,
I can just strap like a belt around them, right?
Yeah.
And give them like a machine gun. This is bigger than that dude that's standing next to the case.
That's cool
Force
though. Like
perspective, yeah.
the detail. I got to give them credit because now they have Gridiron Studios doing all the weapons for this entire wave, which is a great thing. And you're a prime supporter of them. So that's a really good deal for like what's it, $36 for the per figure.
And look how big he is. Like you could see the other figure here in the case on the same shelf, so you can see there's a big size difference. So that is a beefy figure, right?
He's $30. That's pretty good.
They're like 36, I think they are on big. They're only exclusive to Big Bad Toy Stores. They're the same company that made all those Santa figures that came out last year, and they're doing them again this year. Fresh Monkey Fiction is the name of the company, but they partnered up instead of doing like Kickstarters. Big Bad Toy Store basically decided to partner with them to sell their stuff exclusively through Big Bad Toy Store.
So D Amazing here took this pretty good picture. These are like accessories, right? And I'm just thinking like, man, they look really cool. I love the detail on them.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they even showed off like the Frankenstein table. That's gonna work great with classifieds and Mindbender. That's gonna look so cool. Like,
what's that bug alien creature in the picture? I want to know what that is.
Yeah, these are.
They got
I think I actually have those in the reveals or whatever. So, but I just thought it was really cool. I wanted to show this picture off because they had the accessories, and I just love this little computer down at the bottom. Looks like really rugged and cool.
Yeah, you can put it right on the desk or make a little desk for it and just set it up as a diode. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Some of the keys are more worn than others.
Yeah. I know Matt from Foosh was talking about it too. He was talking about like the new Blade that's coming out and like what figures would go. And like some of these Monster Force figures would look awesome with that Blade. You got a Dracula, you got like vampire troopers in like riot gear. Like you could set up an awesome thing with that.
So I wanted to show this last one. This one came up. This is a Gridiron Studios. Now they were talking. They were on a stream recently, and they were talking about some of the stuff that they have coming out. They said, wait till the Hiss tank hits and people start getting it. They have a whole bunch of like accessories that are apparently that are going to be ready for the Hiss. They were talking about wait till the snow figures start coming out, the Arctic, because they got some like Arctic stuff. Now we saw that Valaverse had shown off their ghillie suit, right? And they have an Arctic ghillie suit that they showed off. But today on Gridiron Stories, they showed off their ghillie suit. And wow. I'm like, holy smoke, man, that thing looks cool. For
Speaking of Arctic, I got a very cool Arctic GI Joe from a certain somebody in the stream on here. Really awesome.
Hold on, let's damn, that thing's worth like boatload of money.
It was, and funny enough, it was in exchange for a boat.
Anyway, so this is like the Arctic ghillie suit that Gridirons is showing off.
I feel like that literally looks like a piece of 70s shag carpet. And you can actually see where they cut the carpet when you look at the arch above the character's head. And then they glued a net to it. That's all it looks like.
Yeah, I think what they did was they went down to like Goodwill. They bought all the white furry stuffed animals and then just cut the skins off and started making ghillie suits. But no, I think it looks really cool. I mean,
I give them a lot of credit. They do some really great stuff. Those cigar sets you got were incredible. Like,
yeah, and
really.
unfortunately super tiny, and so a couple of them are somewhere in my carpet.
I thought in the Arctic they don't actually wear like a furry suit like that. I thought it was like more of like a plastic. It looks like a clear that one that I saw the military guys with, like our U.S. military. It looked like a clunky sort of plastic thing. So when they laid down, it actually looked. The sniper was laying down, looking through the thing, and from behind they actually looked like a pile of ice and snow.
No. Oh, that's interesting. No, I have.
And when he stood up, it's like chunky bricks like on his arms and his back. Like he looks like a pile of ice and snow. But like that looks like a pile of nets and shag carpet. You know what I mean? I don't think it would blend in with the snow.
So I think there's different kinds of like ghillie suits, right? Like this one right here is supposedly for like hiding in like high grass and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
Stuff like that.
And they have different kinds of ghillie suits that you would make if you were.
But there isn't like you can't just paint that white and say it's an Arctic ghillie suit because there isn't like white high grass.
No, they didn't. They painted it white and then they put like the shag carpet on the top.
Yeah, they definitely do some cool stuff though. I give them a lot of credit for like the little platforms and the computer consoles and stuff like that. Really cool.
Right. Let's say hello to the White Shadow who has shown
Hey,
up.
Chip.
See, I don't think Gap is back again. I think he's just dead on a couch somewhere.
Yeah,
I really think he's gone.
Put anything, but he did post a thing saying, "Oh." Right after he said, "I'm." Oh yeah, here he is. Hey, Greedo.
Oh, all right.
Because I went and looked at Nightbot and it says,
or Nightbot assumed his identity now and is taking.
They said,
that's what it is.
You've been suspended for 5 seconds. And I was like, okay, so you got suspended for 5 seconds. I did try to turn all that stuff off on the Nightbot, so
okay.
I'm gonna have to figure that thing out. It's like one of those things where it's like, I kind of knew about it, but.
Do you have pictures of that Frankenstein, Vern?
The one that was in the show opener?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on a second. I think it's gonna be in. Let me see if I put it in the hot or not.
That's one I might pick up because that's a really cool looking one. I forget what they're calling it. Donner Party. That looks cool.
Well, let's just go through these and just see what's in there, and then see if we need to throw anything else.
Well, that's why I think because it's a Frankenstein, but it's got like the way like the gear and the kit is. It looks like it's like all fashioned from stuff that like he found, and he's got like a duster. He looks so cool, like one of the coolest looking figures that they've done on the line so far.
I'll show this.
So it'll definitely look cool with like your Joes. Yeah, there's like what it looks like without the coat and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's got like a doll that hangs off the hip, and like there's a bunch of different accessories that it comes with. It just looks really really cool.
Yeah, so there's Gap. He's saying hello.
Okay, good.
Hi, Gap.
All right, let's just do this then. Before we have the hot or not section, does anybody have anything they want to talk about before we jump into it? I mean, we covered Ahsoka, right? Like.
Well, I would like to know. I would like to know, like on John and Eric, since you're not going to watch it. How excited are you guys, like on a scale from 1 to 10, about like the new promos you've seen, the new footage that is leaked out? Like, what are you guys? Or what's your level of excitement for it?
Like for Ahsoka?
Yeah,
they could leak nothing, and I'm still going to be like excited, more than excited, right?
Yeah.
More Star Wars, good Star Wars.
Did that fight scene though, that training scene where she trips, what's her name? Did that look
Sabine.
Like fake?
Well, I haven't even really watched them all, to be quite frank.
I thought it was cool the way they blended those two footages. So I'm guessing like you're gonna see Sabine echoing back on that lesson when she's having the duel, because those motions were the same exact motions from the duel. Like it looks like a parallel. You know what I mean? Like they're setting up. Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I think with everything going on with the strike and it's just like a weird kind of like promotional period.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting until it releases. I'm done kind of speculating about content. Just waiting until it drops. It's not next week, right? The week after.
The week after,
right?
Yeah. Are you guys concerned because of the strike that, like, so the rumors are now that Mando season 4 could end up being a movie now instead of being on Disney Plus. Does that concern you at all with them
That's
maybe
an interesting
condensing?
thing you say, because
I don't care what they do.
I was
Okay.
reading an article
just
though,
want the
and they were
content.
saying these shows have been renewed, and one of them on the list was Mandalorian season 4. So that would be interesting that if they convert it to a movie. I think the pacing would be way better.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the fact that you're gonna take down maybe a 4.5 hour thing and knock it down maybe to 2.5 or 3 hours.
But I'm guessing it's going to be a season 4 that's a lead in to a movie.
Oh, that's what was planned. Yeah, but Iger's new comments state that a lot of this stuff might be pulled back and turned into theatrical releases as opposed to.
That's not the thing that I would pull back on, though.
Oh no, I agree with you.
But
I agree with you.
If it happens, it happens. I just hope it doesn't cheat us out of having more Captain Carson Teva.
Yeah.
Because in all seriousness, I was hoping, like, the way I was kind of thinking about season 4 was that it was going to go back to kind of like the season 1 kind of element.
Mission per week.
Carson Teva would be the kind of like guy given the missions and whatnot. It would be more episodic, right? Like standalone stuff. And then at the end, it'd be like, the final episode of the season, it would be like some cliffhanger that leads into whatever kind of film event, right?
Yeah, I almost pictured him like picking off some of that Shadow Council as the season went on. And then like,
something like that.
As the season goes on, he's learning about whatever they're doing, and then you got the Ahsoka show and what they're doing, and then you have that all kind of converged. But I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. I agree with Iger's comments about the Marvel stuff. Marvel does need to reevaluate everything that they're doing currently and what's important and what's not. They don't need to keep wasting money on shows and characters that don't matter in the grand scheme of things. They need to get back to the big format of this is the big picture stuff that we're dealing with. We're not minuscule anymore.
But that's the problem, right? Is like if you look at like even what like the Marvel Legends team at Hasbro is doing, right? They're pumping out figures, and when you say in the grand scheme of things, they don't matter to people, right? Like, but that's not necessarily true. Like, I may not be all in on buying like figures or something like that, or certain characters, but there are a bunch of comic series out there with a bunch of different characters, and they appeal to someone.
Yes, no, and I don't mean in that sense. I'm talking about for a general spectrum audience. Most of these people that are watching these things and are your MCU audience aren't comic readers. They don't know these characters. So like
that's why they're trying to do that.
I agree.
To introduce them.
I agree. You're catering to one side, but you're not overall story. Like none of the stories have been intriguing to a point like they were with the first phases, where you knew where this was going. You knew what the ultimate end goal was. Thanos.
Who goes to comic book stores here? Waze, I know, does. John does. Eric, do you go to comic book stores?
Not really, no.
Okay, so John and Waze, do you guys talk to the guys at the comic book stores?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm friends with the owners. So, yeah.
So here's my curiosity: has these Marvel shows brought people who never went into those comic book stores in to look for books because they wanted to know about certain characters?
For Spider-Man and the Avengers, yes. For Incredible Hulk, yes.
Yeah,
but they don't. But I'll tell you, they don't care about the Eternals. They don't care about.
Well, nobody cared about the Eternals.
They don't care about Shang-Chi. They don't care about
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel. Yeah, the death of Miss Marvel happened, and there's still 100 copies of the book sitting on the shelf. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
And they already brought her back, and nobody cared in this last issue. All the Miss Marvel variants were still on the shelf.
Yeah,
Nobody's
buying them. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's buying them.
Because this is the thing, okay? People in general, I've always said this about comics, and I don't understand why. I now do understand, because I know how the printing works. It's not per title; it's per number of books printed at the printer. So, anyways, so people come in and they consistently buy the Avengers, Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, stuff like that. And that was the same with the movies, okay? if they brought back Captain America, even as a different actor, they would get those billion-dollar budgets again because everybody wants to see Captain America, Thor, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man. They want those. And even if say like they have to get a different actor for Iron Man and a different actor for Captain America and bring them back and just say they're like some kind of multiversal other person, you know what I mean? And they start doing Avengers stories again, people will go back to the theaters.
Yeah. And that's what I felt was the mistake of what they did. Like they went away from that. They figured, oh, Endgame, now we have to reset everything. No. What they should have done was now you have the Avengers together. You have all these characters that you brought in, and the story should have gotten where we're just getting Avengers movies at this point. We don't need these side stories unless you're introducing new characters that play into the grand scheme. We should have gotten West Coast Avengers. We should have gotten New Avengers.
Exactly.
We should have gotten those movies.
So you think an Avengers movie could be where they introduce a new character?
Yes. Or and work it into whatever else. If you want to do a Disney Plus show that ties into that, that's a whole different ball game. Instead, you created these high expectations that we all wanted to just see. All right, now who's the next villain? Are they all going to go against Galactus, or are they all going to go against so and so? And like that's not present in the last two. It's not
happening. Yeah.
And it's just like here's these mediocre B versions of the characters that we like, and
they messed up some of the good arcs that could have been like Kane could have been a really great. He was an incredible villain for the Avengers, for Captain America.
And then they had him get beat by ants.
And then the Secret Invasion was a big deal for the Avengers and Spider-Man.
Yep.
And none of them were there.
And they weren't even in the damn show, and so.
And they created an unstoppable character now.
Parts of them were on the show.
Yeah,
parts of
that's what I mean. She created this unstoppable character now in Amelia Clark. Like, what are you supposed to do with that?
To be honest, like from my perspective, I'm usually a lot more forgiving on the quality of things because I can look past a lot of that and just say like I'm just happy that they're doing stuff that's not like the quality could be worse. Like let's not forget
I don't think there's a lack in quality.
Fox X-Men movie quality, right? Like it could be worse, right?
I don't think there was any lack in quality on them. I'm just saying it's their choice of what stories and characters they're going with.
Well, I think the first time I would say there is a lack of quality was with Secret Invasion, and that annoys the living daylights out of me because that cast was awesome. I love Sam Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn,
Multiverse of Madness for me was where it went off the rails.
The only thing I ever liked about any of those X-Men movies, by the way, was that Quicksilver scene in the kitchen. That's the only thing, dude. I was like, what? I'm sorry.
Those are the characters that are like, all right, if you weren't going to do the Avengers, then that's who you should have rolled into now. It's like that should have been the fantastic.
I think they wanted to, but there were contractual issues with the actors from the Fox X-Men. They were still
we're getting Deadpool that's going to resolve all that, and apparently all these different actors and actresses are going to appear in it. Even the rumor yesterday was Taylor Swift's going to play Dazzler.
I saw that.
That's going to be great. I want that. I will see it just for that.
That's a gimmick. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
But that's awesome. A license. That's a license to print money if they do that. I am not a Taylor Swift fan, but you best believe that all those damn Swifties are showing up to see Taylor Swift on screen.
And as Dazzler of all people, like
that would get me to buy every Dazzler thing they make if it was Taylor Swift toys.
Hey, I do want to answer this question, and we'll let you guys jump in. Anybody in on the Blue Beetle that's coming out?
No.
I'll see it on Max.
I'll watch it when it's free, but not paying for it.
I feel really bad.
I know why John's not going to see it in the theater. There's a whole.
I know. I have to take a shower.
You got to take a shower. Got to stand in a line for popcorn. There's a whole thing.
You know what's funny, Vern, is we're going to the movies tomorrow. My dad wants to see Oppenheimer, so we're going to that. In fact, we're going to see it in the Ultra IMAX.
Oh,
the big 170 or whatever the hell that is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for the kid because I think the kid's a great actor. This is just a tough spot for DC, like saying that, okay, this character is going to carry over to the new universe. It's going to be played by this actor, but this movie doesn't matter. So it's one of those things where you're in a weird situation, and it's just I don't know why they did this. And
my problem is that it should be Blue Beetle and Booster Gold all day. Yeah. That's the team. That's the combo. That's the movie. It's comedy. It's freaking that is like gold right there when you have those two together.
Yeah.
And doing a movie without Booster Gold, why? What? Like that's why I'm like, what are you doing? When I know James Gunn isn't going to make that mistake. He's going to do it the way that those comics were done, and
that's why I think this is like another big mistake of them announcing all of this stuff ahead of time and telling people that these movies don't matter.
They cannibalize.
They should have put off that pressure at least a little bit.
And this whole going back and forth of who's staying on, who's not staying on. Like, if you're going to recast, go across the board and recast everybody. I don't want, I don't want Gal Gadot coming back to play Wonder Woman if everybody else is different, and we're just going to say, oh, she's still Wonder Woman here. Like,
you know what? Nobody needs the Wonder Woman anymore at this point. I like
her as an actor.
Really good movie.
Yeah.
Right, and we got the made-for-TV special. And then she should just move on and say and cut her losses. She's got
I like her. She's beautiful. She looks great as Diana. But if you're gonna reboot everything, then reboot everything and call it a day.
You know what's funny about her is that
right? New show on Netflix. She's Gal Gadot's got a new show on Netflix, I think.
Oh yeah, new movie. Yeah.
I thought when I first saw her coming in as Wonder Woman, I thought she came out of the blue. I was like, I don't remember ever seeing this girl before, and now she's Wonder Woman. I was like, cool, she looks great. I like this. She looks good as Wonder Woman. And then the other day, I'm watching Fast and the Furious, and I saw number 4
and you're like, hey,
5.
she was in this.
And, she's in both 4 and 5. And I'm like, and I've watched these two movies like 100 times. How did I not know this till now? You know, and then I saw her in something else. I was watching I don't know, like Hawaii 5-0 or something, like a TV show. And here comes Gal Gadot walking in, and she's like 20 or something. And I'm going, wait a minute, she was in this show like way back in the, in 2015 or something. Like, what the hell? Like,
I like how you said way back in the, like it was going to be in 1988.
No, it was like 2010 or 2012 or something. But I have
not watched one Fast and the Furious movie from start to finish.
What? No. How did you not accidentally see one?
No, I'm with you, Vern. I maybe saw parts of the first one, and I'm like, this is a waste of film. And
you walk into Walmart or Target, and you accidentally watch it because it's on 500.
But I will tell you that I watch a TV show called Psych. And I usually rewatch it every week. I'm watching 1 or 2 episodes.
That's the only show you watch is Psych? That's it?
No, I do. That's one of my favorite shows. It's one that I'll just keep rewatching
forever. Are you a Suits guy too?
What?
Suits guy too?
No, I don't like Suits. But Psych has a following on Twitter. If you follow Psych Rewatch, they do a rewatch every Tuesday, which is kind of cool. And they just tweet along with the episode. There is a Fast and the Furious / Point Break episode, which is hilarious because that's their gimmick, right? They copy something, and there's it's all about fast cars, and that's how it fits into Fast and the Furious. But there's a really hilarious scene to me where they're sitting around in the garage, and they're like, "Tell us about your best ride," and then the guy is like, "Oh, it's going 99," and it's when they're talking about dropping it on the waves at the beach in the original Point Break. So it's just funny.
I haven't seen that in ages. Jesus.
Yeah.
Loved it. All right. Okay, so I don't know what's going to be in the reveals. I just picked a bunch of pictures, so we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
We'll see what shows up.
The hot or not section. Play along, everybody. Linda Carter is the only Wonder Woman. You know that? There was a different Wonder Woman before Linda Carter, right? In the TV movie was a different actress that played Wonder Woman before they launched the series. I think the first. Okay, so these are the Super Sevens. We're going to do these Super Sevens because we know we have a huge Super Seven following in the chat, and probably all in on these Joes. What do you think of these Super Seven Joes?
I think they look good, but I'm not in on them because I don't.
I don't want them. I like the classified look.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's great that they go through like some of the Easter eggs from the show and different little things.
Yeah, the germ is cool, but I got to tell you, if being a fan of the cartoons, this is totally from the germ episode, except that the guy who took the germ was not a Crimson Guard; it was a regular trooper. But anyways, because he grabbed those vials, remember? Yeah. No, it was a Crimson Guard, but the Cobra troopers were shooting at him, weren't they? They were the ones trying to stop him. The Crimson Guard was stealing it for Tomax and Zaymot, right? Right? Waze? Yeah. I know he knows this. Yeah, and then the germ,
I don't know.
When he dropped the green vial and that germ ate it, the germ grew to the size of a building. Okay? And it was terrorizing the neighborhood. It was crawling through like in eating like a huge path. It was going towards a city, and if it would consume the city, it would have been the size of a city. You know, it kept getting bigger. So getting it as a toy, the size of like a 50-cent piece, you know, a 2-inch long toy, I'd be pissed. I want the germ. If you're gonna do the germ, you got to do the germ as like the size of a freaking tank or something. You know what I mean?
Giant
it's got to be giant. It can't be this little tiny thing,
right?
Because freaking 2 Cobra troopers, 2 Cobra eels, like swam into it. They were swimming around inside of it. A freaking helicopter went, like Wild Bill's helicopter, practically went into it while he was trying to dump apples on it.
I get them here. I haven't opened them yet.
Because the way to kill the germ was apples killed the germ.
But apples. Get one. I'm going to end up going with Return of the Nerds probably.
Yeah.
Connor's here. He joined us, and I'm curious to know: has anyone seen one picture from Dublin Comic Con?
No, because Connor's keeping them all secret.
They're keeping them all secret.
Yeah,
not showing you guys the pictures. You know why? Because it's probably like, have you guys seen this movie, The Hangover?
Yeah. Yep. They're all shit faced at the bar. Everybody's leaning on everybody, not looking at the camera in the picture. It's one of those. That's why we haven't seen them. Yeah.
There was a tiger.
All right. What about this one?
She looks good. I like that they gave her like an actual cover girl head on like the GI Joe classifieds that we got.
Well, it's a digital render because the digital render from that classifieds was way better too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, than the actual head that they came out with.
I would have liked to get either like the hair piece for her though. Like that would have been a nice addition for the classified one. Either they did like the swappable hair on her or gave her an alternate head.
Did you see the thing about the Ultron this week?
Ultron
with the crack. And if you compare the digital render to what the actual figure photos are, it's completely different because they didn't put any of those cracks on the digital render.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Was that intentional or was that like a weird thing with the plastic?
No, I think the digital render is just no. If the cracks are intentional, if you look at the figure, he's supposed to be battle damaged, but those digital renders when they announced it,
I couldn't, based on the pictures I saw, I couldn't tell if it was like supposed to be damaged or if it was just a weird way the like paint plastic.
So if you go to Amazon, the very first picture is the digital render, which shows 0 battle damage. But if you tab through the pictures of the actual figure, you can definitely see all the battle damage cracks.
Okay.
Let's see.
TF showed us those pictures of it, and we were all like, "Ugh, yikes!"
The legs on the promo pics had those cracks. I think. No, I did not see the cracks on the promo pic that's on Amazon. Connor saying his wife was in charge of taking the pictures. But I'm going to go back. I'll go back and look at the promo pics and see if the digital render has the cracks. Because that's... So this is pretty cool. I do like the way that they do these. I like the accessories.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, on the alternate heads and stuff
like for accessories, though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. What is it with the open mouth faces?
Well, one is screaming and one is laughing. You know.
I don't know what.
Well,
because if you watch the cartoon,
that's laughing or something else.
If you watch the cartoon, Major Blood is almost always screaming in the cartoon.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and they also did that with that Star Killer set that's coming out too. He's got that very weird looking open mouth head, and it's just like,
And here's Roadblock.
Smiley one looks weird.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right. The little. Well, what would he be smiling at?
Well, his Red Rocket, his parents' Red Rocket burger joint finally made money.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the Operation Night Monster Force. This may be the only Monster Force figure I put up, actually.
Okay.
And I think it's because we talked about the Frankenstein one before.
Yeah, we talked about them when they came out originally for the first.
And I feel like this was a new reveal.
Yeah, it's like the Invisible Man as like a trooper.
Yeah, and then they took a picture and made him all hazy so you could barely see him.
But then he's got like an invisible head too that goes on, like it's a clear head.
Really? I did not see that other head, so that's
cool.
Yeah.
That was in the prototypes that they showed at the pictures of the con. There is like a clear head that goes on to make it just look like he's floating there.
I think I'm definitely going to pick some of these up.
Yeah, I think the Wolfman, the Wolfman that's like merged he's like in military gear, but he's all like wolfed out. That looks really cool. And then the Frankenstein. Those are the two that I'm like really cool. Like, you know.
And if this guy has a clear head, I probably will pick him up too.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
And I know Jonathan was saying that he liked the woman that has like the brain because it looks like the dude from Hellboy a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that.
Yeah. There's some cool ones. I give him credit, and it's cool because with this line, you can it's scaled to fit classifieds, but the way that they're diversifying the line and having all these different characters and monsters, you can really use them with pretty much whatever. Like you could buy some of these monsters and put them in your Star Wars cantina. You know what I mean? Or
you could.
Different things, and it's really cool.
You could probably swap the heads over to a Black Series figure, even.
Yeah,
the Wolfman was in Star Wars originally.
Yeah, so, and they have like a trooper Wolfman too. That's more in line with the Star Wars like head. So it looks pretty cool.
Okay, so Connor's saying if they were available here, he'd get them, but he doesn't want to pay the shipping and customs. Now, I guess that's if they were imported and sold there, because if these are on Big Bad Toy Store, right, then I know they ship internationally. So I guess you still have to pay the shipping. I don't know how much more the shipping is. Yeah. And then, of course, the customs import fees.
Yeah, they got lucky because of the fact that now with the new Pulse EU that expanded, they don't have to pay any customs fee, any customs or shipping charges outside of their normal shipping. So
and that's pretty awesome. I mean, I
really
think that's
great thing. That's what I'm saying to them. For some of those exclusives and some of those things that are harder to find that maybe Big Bang sold out of or whatever the case. That's great for them now that they can have access to that, as well as the HasLabs too. It makes the HasLabs 10 times easier.
And I think they said that like exclusives were prohibited, right? So like if they're considered exclusive, they're just available there because they're So that's
this is the new Rocksteady.
I think so. No, it's Fight for Glory combatants or something like that.
Yeah, they're like
probably use them for that.
They're like different.
I thought it was just like extremely good, detailed Rocksteady.
Yeah, I think they look cool. I mean, like, it would be interesting to add a couple of like big creatures or beasts or whatever. I think this could be really cool with those Dungeons and Dragons, except for they're not like realistic. The Dungeons and Dragons are more cartoonish, and this is a little bit more realistic, right?
Yeah. As realistic as like a rhino would be walking around,
right? With Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1987 physique,
with axe heads on the belly.
Okay, so Mondo is showing off a whole bunch of their stuff, and this is a flocked Battle Cat or whatever, right? Or the Panther.
Panther.
Looks cool.
I like the helmet. That's cool.
Yeah. And it's like a whole swappable head.
Yeah. So the thing is with the Mondo, like I don't know about them, but they're made for like a 12-inch figure, and Sean had one of the He-Mans or something. And he said there was like a lot of paint rub on it when you would articulate it. Okay. So I'm curious to know if this is actually flocked, right? Is it going to have like that same issue?
flocking's going to wear them off in the joints. Yeah.
And maybe
sure
from your hand when you're holding it, trying to get the head to swap.
Could be, yeah.
But I think
not in on any.
Does he come with a saddle? I mean, like if you're going to have an armored head, you should have a saddle that goes on it. So when Skeletor sits on him, he's not just sitting on
like
a bareback.
$5,000 like this, and then I think you have to pay like another $1,000 for the saddle. No, I don't know how much they are. They're expensive, right?
Okay,
I think that with that last He-Man, right? Didn't they do like it was like $250, but then they had the Build-A-Packs or something where you can get all the extra stuff, but it was more expensive. Mondo's kind of a weird thing where it's like they price all their stuff like it's their elite stuff.
Yeah, the X-Men stuff is cool, but I just don't collect anything 1/6 scale. It's just all too big and too much space.
So they were promoting Trapjaw here for PowerCon, and there's like a picture of him with He-Man and the Battle Cat.
That looks cool.
All decked out. So
again, another property I don't really have any interest in, but it's cool. You know what I mean? It looks cool.
Yeah, Jonathan's saying, it looks really awesome, but it's way too expensive.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, like it's pricey. They've priced me out, right? I used to collect the 12-inch GI Joes, and one of the reasons I went to 6-inch Star Wars was because there's no way I was going to be like buying a bunch of like 12-inch Hot Toys because those were the premium figures. So I decided, okay, well, I'll go into the 6-inch scale. And if these were like maybe in the $75 to $100 range, I might have a couple of them, but they're not, so I don't.
Collecting Hot Toys is essentially being a drug addict. That's the same comparison.
Crazy.
You're spending like $500-$600 on one single figure.
But they retain their value.
Unless you're me and you wait for the sale and bait them for $100.
They retain their value. And you know what? If you paint them, they even become more valuable. All right, and then we got that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles accessory pack.
I want to grab this. It was nowhere to be found.
Are these Mondo and they're going to be like $600 for this little set?
These are the NECA ones. These are the ones that
so they're gonna the arms and legs are going to break off as soon as you pick them up. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the one that comes with the television set with the interchangeable screens and all these extra stuff.
Yeah.
These came out already at Collector. What was it? Haulathon the last one. But these sold out so quickly that people weren't able to get their hands on them. So now they're putting up for a 3-week pre-order.
Okay. And then I saw that you guys were talking about this in the chat earlier. This is the sewer layer. And the thing is, what was the price on this?
$300. $300. Yeah.
$300. So
it's just that.
Yeah, the turtle van was $250.
Oh, yeah. So when you look at it, though, you're like going, no way am I paying $300 for that. When you look at this picture, right? So this next one is a picture at the convention, and you can see where you can see somebody standing next to it. So you got a pretty good idea of how big it actually is.
Yeah.
Right. And this is almost like something you could make.
Yeah. I do like, so the really cool thing, the way they intentionally designed these was, if you have that NECA building diorama, the 3-tier, building diorama, you can take
on top of it.
Well, yeah, you could take 2 of the building dioramas and 3 of these and stack them on top of one another to make an actual like upper level, lower level city backdrop if you want to, which is really cool. But for $300, I'm passing. I was in on this simply because I would have gotten it and used it for whatever, because it's essentially just a brick backdrop.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks great.
For photography or whatever, I would get rid of that furniture because it just doesn't look. It looks like Barbie furniture or whatever.
Yeah, and it's intentional because it's for the tunes. You know what I mean? So you can easily get rid of the accessories and use this for whatever you wanted to. GI Joes, photo photography, Spider-Man stuff. Whatever. It's just price-wise, no way. Like if this was more in line with what the building diorama is, which I believe is like $125, $130. Yeah. I'd be fine with it, no problem. But oh man, no way.
The problem with this for me is Extreme Sets makes the sewer diorama, and it's like a photograph, and it's like what, like $70 bucks. And I think for like the walls and stuff like that will look practically the same. And then you can basically just get some tubing or whatever and put it like in front of the picture, like maybe attach it to it and make
it's
your
essentially
own.
the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you can buy these accessories from Extreme Sets. Extreme Sets makes vintage couches already and vintage tables and stuff. So you could piece this together with an Extreme Sets and have the exact same thing if you wanted to for a lot cheaper. Yeah, you're definitely right with that. It's cool though. I you know, and especially if they're going to be doing the laboratory and the dojo, so you'll have 3 sets that, you know, attached to one another. And I saw a lot of people talking about buying 2 of these so they could have a garage for their turtle van when that comes.
Have you ever?
Well, that was the picture to the right.
Have you ever
that's
seen
the
the show?
other side. Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the show called Name That Tune?
Yeah.
It used to be like I can name that song in 4 notes. So GeForce is saying I could make that in a couple of days for $20. Okay, GeForce, I can make that in 1.5 days for $19.
I mean, it is. You could essentially, just get some foam, cut some bricks, and do it yourself too. And that's going to be the debate with this. I'm interested to see if they're going to need a certain amount of people to pre-order this to get it to fund. If it's going to be almost like a Kickstarter HasLab that's not a Kickstarter HasLab type thing. But I'm in on the Toon Turtles set. I mean, I'll definitely pick that up.
Yeah, realistically, like when you do the walls, it's just the foam, and you can make the brick. You know what I mean? So
and cut the holes for the manholes and everything else. You could easily do it. It's very simple with the magnets and everything like that, and then the floor, and you're done.
Yeah,
but
you can do that.
Yeah,
that's an easy go. You know what we need? There should be a live stream where people are making creative stuff and they talk about the methods and stuff they use.
You know, like that would be some good points of articulation, wouldn't it?
That would be really cool if those guys didn't just cancel that stream that they did by just not scheduling it ever again.
I wish
just disappeared.
I wish that came back too, because that was a lot of fun, and the challenges were a lot of fun on a weekly thing. I kept saying to you that we should bring the challenges in for this because that was a fun thing with the photo challenges and going through everything.
Let's ask the chat. Like, is anybody interested in doing like some sort of a challenge for like maybe next week or whatever? We could set something up and everybody can just post we'll do like a photo challenge or something like that. And we'll figure it out. Everybody think about what would be an interesting photo challenge for next week, and we'll highlight them all. And
we could swap it out between like a photo challenge of the week, maybe a dio or custom type thing. I think that would be cool to enter, bring that stuff back, because POA was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for people like us that enjoy customizing and doing different stuff.
And then also to get some interactivity during the week and stuff like that.
I could be a judge. I'm not participating in it.
I would like to see Eric out in his backyard with a photograph of him and his shield blocking a bunch of action figures being thrown at him.
No, I would just get the Magneto helmet and stop everything in its place.
Take some of my vintage Kenner Star Wars figures, my best ones, and I'm gonna paint them this week.
It's gonna kill me. See, I keep looking at this thing here on that we have the picture up of going, and I'm like, okay, if I were to tackle this, I would have designed. So you got that section of wall that's going in on both sides. I would have designed those where every other brick is a step. You know what I mean? Like one is out, one is in, one is out, one is in. So then when you put the corner pieces together, they line up like that and lock into place. And then you have a split in the middle where 2 sections of the wall can line up. And then that one on the end lines up in the corner again. So you're basically manufacturing one, like say 4-inch wall piece. Okay. And you've got four of them.
Yeah.
You got 4 of them making your U shape. You know what? 2 is the back wall, one going in, one going in.
Yeah. So you want it to be modular. The whole thing modular.
Yeah. And then you're gonna reduce the price in half right there. Yeah. And then you meant from a manufacturing standpoint, and then you've also made it more modular, where if you bought multiple sets, you could make it longer, taller, bigger.
Oh, that's a good idea, John. I like your idea where they fit together, and you can maybe get rid of this wall off to the side and just make it like a really long set.
Yeah. Or whatever you end up doing.
it might very well do that. We have no idea because we haven't been in person to see or speak to anybody from NECA. It very well could, but I know if you guys are familiar or maybe seeing High School Creations on Instagram, they just did something similar where it was like a Kickstarter, and they backed it's like a brick wall with interchangeable things, and basically the whole thing's modular, so you can do exactly what John said, where you can have it be, if I just want it to be an alleyway, I can fold the walls to make it an alleyway instead, or if I can make it a full building or whatever the case may be. Pretty cool.
And I'm looking at that pipe going, like, they've designed like one big piece, it looks like. Yeah. But again, I probably would have made it like one piece that clips together at multiple angles and has different ways, like a three-way connector, and like you've got an elbow connector, and then you've got like the pipe. That piece of pipe is the same in three different spots. So
you can have it going up
and then it would again probably cut
the
cost down, because you're basically manufacturing the same part over and over again instead of having one big part that's got to be complicated.
The problem is, John, that you weren't there in the design session. No wonder it cost $300. Yeah. No, but everything you said makes sense, because if you were to just make
G-Force is getting technical and calling me an idiot because I don't know that they're called box joints.
So here's the best part about, here's the best part about that tubing. What you just described, they have at Home Depot.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So,
yeah.
In the plot,
just paint it gray instead of white,
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's definitely cool though. I definitely think it's great, especially if you're a collector of the cartoon turtles. They are. I was talking about with Eric. I missed out on that 4-pack that came out, one of the haulathons, because it was just gone. Like the minute
it's hard to get. Yeah.
But apparently, according to Blaine, they are going to release all 4 of those individual turtles as ultimates with a bunch of accessories. So you'll be able to get them individually with a bunch of different.
Well, I thought I saw something from San Diego Comic Con where they had the original cartoon turtles, but with like some different accessories, like Donatello had the like spinning bow staff. But I wasn't sure if that was going to be another like 4-pack or.
No, Blainer thinks we're going to be individual releases, so they're going to be boxed as separate individuals.
Do you know when that's happening?
No idea.
I bought those. I
would love to pick them up. Yeah.
All right.
I bought those from Target. I don't know where they are though.
For the sole reason that if it is, then other big toy companies will start making dioramas like this.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope especially Black Series, because I mean, we're 3D printing stuff. We're doing all kinds of stuff that they could be doing and making money off of, and it's such a shame that they don't take that into account.
No, I think that they could totally do like some sort of a diorama piece where with NECA or something like that, where maybe they're selling parts of the diorama and with the figures, like build a sewer or something.
This is a very simple idea for them. Spaceballs, very simple, merge together, you clip them in the back, and guess what, you got Death Star walls.
You get a new wall, you get a portion of wall,
and it's perfect. And they're little panels, they're small, like you could just have these as packs that people could buy and build their wall however much they want.
They can just put a piece of wall in every Black Series box, since they're not giving you any other accessories.
I keep saying I would be all for them adopting the Build-A-Figure in Star Wars, especially because of that fact. We're not getting any accessories with figures anymore. It's literally either a gun or a lightsaber or one trinket of something, when like easily for all the other lines, for G.I. Joe Classifieds, for Marvel Legends, they're packing at least either a Build-A-Figure piece or way more accessories for the price. And to me, that's where Black Series is starting to like lose me in certain aspects. Is just because we should be getting something else with these figures for this price if you're going to keep justifying it.
Oh, Johnson's got a great idea. They don't even need to be plastic. They could be cardboard, but already like designed to be the space walls. And then if you buy, like they do in the back of the G.I. Joe foot lockers or something, right?
Yeah.
But you got that backing, which could be. Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Even those foot lockers are a great little thing. Like those, John's holding up the box right now. Like those foot lockers that come with those are great because you can
I
stack
think
them up. You can use them for different things. It's just a nice, like, little tiny addition. You know what I mean? That costs nothing.
Plus, I was going to say, like, I don't know who designed this packaging, and when they switched, like G.I. Joe just switched out of the blue without, they don't even think they informed us. It was just one day to the next, it became this. And I'm just like, whenever they change like the Star Wars packaging, they got to have a freaking YouTube video. They got to have a big long like live stream.
The Star Wars
talking
fans
about
are like very vocal and are going to get all upset over the smallest change.
But
I do like those new G.I. Joe packages, though. They definitely, it's cool when you open the figure and you have the artwork behind the figure.
It's kind of like when you go to the store and you've got this on the shelf or you got this. I'm going to buy this. I'm sorry. I think this looks like crap. This is like a.
You don't have to apologize.
It's an asinine.
I agree with you.
Why can't it look like this?
Yeah.
Do the Star Wars boxes like this freaking thing. Yeah. Do the Marvel boxes like this. Marvel sucks too.
That's what Vern was doing with his photoshops online, showing that like you could do an easily like throw something in the back, do some action shots with the figures, and use them like G.I. Joe is using, and it's really nice. But we're all going back to plastic packaging, thank God.
It's a moot point.
Yeah.
But this new line here, like I don't want the human ones. Get rid of those two people, the guy and the girl. But all those freaking monsters on the right, the green-headed weird big guy, the hammerhead dude, the robot, and that freaking crazy monster, I want those four. Those are the other three. You can get rid of them. But those
you guys are in on the Mythic Cosmic Legion stuff.
Yeah, just look at them. I mean,
they look freaking cool as hell. I want.
Yeah,
I don't want the human ones. I just want the big ass alien. I want the green alien guy. That's it.
Green head. That guy looks cool. Oh man,
they definitely look cool. They have a lot of quality to them. I can't afford to get into another high expensive one.
Well, how much are these?
$500. No, I don't know.
I can't buy them.
Probably like $50, I'm guessing, because they're Mythic Legions prices, right? So are they about 50?
Well, I don't own a Mythic Legions because they're too expensive.
They look all right, but it's not tied to anything, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing too with these new lines, like that other. What was that one we were just looking at? The other line from someone.
The monster stuff.
Yeah. Why? Well, if there's a cartoon or a comic book that goes along with it, it would help a lot to get me into the line. I will draw
one for you.
And with this stuff too, if there was a cartoon, I'd be all in for the that could go along with these
right now, John.
Yeah, I would be all in on it.
So this green dude over here is in charge of some type of an army, and he's actually
I thought he was in charge of a bakery.
No, he's actually a prince, but he's hidden his identity to enlist as a service member in the planet's army, which is in waging war currently with this dude with the big green head's planet. And this guy right here with the big green head, he's actually the commanding officer who is maybe the illegitimate son of the ruler of the planet. That nobody knows that they are related.
I'm just letting you guys know if I disappear, it's because my phone died.
Your phone died.
And so the tan looking alien is the one who's in charge of the bakery. And when the bakery gets bombed, the bakery gets bombed, he grabs his staff and goes, "I will avenge all the cupcakes that have been destroyed today." And he goes rushing out into battle to help the green guy.
Obviously, we are not writing a comic book together.
What do you mean? That's great.
Maybe that would be
that's a perfect origin for how to get the guy into the battle. What's wrong with it?
They look cool, but space is a premium
and money.
Anything.
Dude, space is infinite.
Well, like one or two of these just look really cool. Like this guy in the middle just looks too cool to like pass up in a way. Like I'm probably gonna end up getting that guy at least. And I do like this green dude on the end. That's why I was picking.
See, I like the hammerhead guy who was baking cupcakes. So
the green one from the other side looks like a radioactive nutsack.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then we got the lanternfish. You know what? This is based. Is this from the Aquaman?
I don't know.
Because remember all those creatures that were on the boat
Yeah.
when they jump
You're
down.
talking about
It looks
the
like
trench, the trench creatures.
The
Yeah,
trench, yeah.
it does kind of look like them, but
Except for I don't
I'm-
remember any of them carrying around like a what is that called, a mace or whatever.
yeah,
A
yeah.
flail.
I'm not into like any of the monster random figures, like unless like they have serve a purpose or I can use them for something. Then
Oh, if he had a Triceratops head, I'd be all in.
I just feel like the teeth are gonna break on this dude.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the first.
If the
thing.
mouth articulates.
yeah.
Hey, plastic snot goblin.
is here. 6:30.
Hey,
You know, Sonny beat you.
Yes,
Sonny
he did.
woke up. Sonny
He was
woke
here
up
when we
from.
started. He
Yeah,
was up
Sonny's
early.
in Australia, and he was here when it started.
Already had his coffee and everything.
Big Kobe fish.
And
huge
and Sonny's in Perth, right?
Yes. So he's an
Yeah.
hour earlier. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there you go. You got
Oh,
you like
there, yeah.
marlin.
Yeah.
So is that more your speed on the fish head?
It's
Because
cool.
this guy's nose would break too. I just
I like the
imagine
other one better, but yeah.
This would come broken already.
yeah.
Right? Or I'd be taking it out of the plastic bubble and it would break.
Just break right in half. Yeah. And now, so there must be a shark sitting next to him. By the way, did you see that shark that washed up on shore? Holy crap!
I didn't see it.
What?
It was freaking huge.
Did you see the newsreels? I was watching the news, but I had the volume off. Apparently, there's some gigantic shark that was chasing a bunch of people in a bay.
Those were
Some
seals.
dude was riding a jet ski trying to get away.
Oh, really? I saw the seals attacking people in a cove. They were literally coming out of the water, charging people and making them run out of the water.
I was just talking about the stupid movie Meg.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
I just see the trailers and I'm like,
well, they've got a second one. That's
that's the one. Yeah,
I'm not a Jason Statham fan, so I have no interest in anything he does.
The NECA had their panel, right? They had the rainbow ghost face, the bloody ghost face.
Why would you have a rainbow ghost face? That makes no sense.
Because he's got a lot of pride.
Okay.
And it's and Blainer Things is a big Scream fan, and he designed this, so it plays into it a little bit. This is supposed to be though from the newest Scream movie, the New York one.
Okay, so I mean, I don't collect any of these horror figures pretty much.
I don't either.
The only one I thought about getting was the Freddy, because I wanted the hat for when I was making a custom my custom Indiana Jones before they came out. I thought, oh, he's got a fedora.
That'll work.
I didn't end up getting him. And then what about these kind of like medieval Batman?
I know Smith Lord was like looking forward to this one. This was one he really wanted. So
yeah, I think
I'm
that
not
looks cool. I
with
mean,
this story, but it looks cool. Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing because I do like this like night realm, you know, when they set them up like knights, and I kind of wish like that Marvel would do some of these like with their characters. I think like Iron Man, and only because one of my favorite Iron Man comics is when him and Dr. Doom go back in time. Have you guys
yeah. They go to
I wish that he had modified his armor back then, but I think like something like that could be like a really cool like one-off or something like
Even
that.
in like Fear itself, he teams up with and makes like a medieval type of armor, and that would even make a cool figure that they've never done, surprisingly.
Right.
Since this is McFarlane, he's doing like a knight Batman in like the. Does he have like a giant dragon for Batman to fight?
Well,
Because he's also got his dragons line, you know, the McFarlane dragons line.
We got that Joker dragon too that's already out.
Yeah, but
from,
that's not what I'm talking about. I want a freaking giant green dragon for Batman to fight.
You just want to get one for your Dungeons and Dragons figures.
You can go buy that big one that's at Walmart right now. It's on clearance.
I got it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
And how come this is Hot Toys, right? Like how come Hot Toys has got this Moff Gideon, but Star Wars the Black Series hasn't even thought about it yet?
We're waiting till the end, till 2025 for Mandalorian season 3 figures.
I mean, they before the next season comes out.
They minimally should have pipelined him and the trooper at San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
This guy should have been. This guy should be hitting stores now because, you know, just to give that research. I think everybody would get this guy.
Yeah. I like the fact that we have some Ahsoka figures coming out, like as the show's going on or shortly after, like they did with Kenobi. But I don't understand why with Mandalorian we have such a 2-year delay of figures, and it doesn't make any sense. For your hottest show, your hottest show that's on Disney
like
Plus,
guys at
you have
Hasbro,
no merch.
like I this is what I think. It's like the season ends, and then they're in it's like February or whatever, and then Patrick says, "Hey, did you guys watch the season finale of The Mandalorian? Because I guess they had a new Moff Gideon in there." And then the design team's like, "Oh, no, we'll watch it later this week."
I don't think it quite goes down like that. I really have to believe it's down to Lucasfilm relationships and whatnot.
I think if anything, Filoni and Favreau probably aren't as keen to show stuff as like some of these other, like Lucasfilm did with Obi-Wan, where like Obi-Wan, we had all the figures already announced and set up before the show was even done. You know what I mean? And same thing with Ahsoka. We're getting the Ahsoka figures before the show even rolls. We have the Sabine, we have the Hera, we have the new Ahsoka. Mando just seems to be like it's such under hush and lock and key, and they don't want to let anybody know what they're doing, that they don't show anything ahead of time, and that could be the problem of like what they're saying is we don't get access to any of that stuff ahead of time.
Make no mistake, like look at how many, I don't know how many different Black Series figures there have been just for Mandalorian, but how like they've already done even like at least 4 or 5 different versions of just Din Djarin. They're going to make these figures. I can't imagine it would be like an afterthought, like, oh well, maybe we'll get around to it.
Oh,
like,
that would kind of cool. Like,
they'll make them. It's just the fact that they're not capitalizing. Like, we want these now. We want these when the show's going on. We don't want to wait 4 years after the fact and then like, oh yeah, by the way, that IG 12 that showed up for 1 episode. Oh yeah, they finally made a figure of that. Do you really want that now 2 years after the fact, knowing that it's already like out of play and was used for 1 episode?
I think all of us would still get the figure. I think you want to strike while the iron's hot, but
they have a new Greek Parga already. There's no reason why they didn't.
They don't have season 3 Grief.
They already showed them.
Yeah. See, I just think that it's. I think it is something with Hasbro, because in order for them to design this figure and make it look so good, they had to have known about it during the season of the show.
Yeah. They don't have, but that's the thing. They don't.
So
they
don't
have to make this.
They told Hot Toys. They told Hot Toys, here's the new armor, and they told Hasbro, here's the new armor. But Hasbro put it in a drawer, and Hot Toys went to work on making a figure. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's what happened.
Or like we're saying, so like the Star Wars team uses the case, and Eric has said from speaking with them in person that they tell them that they don't have access to this stuff ahead of time, and they don't know. So even like the Rancor that was in Book of Boba, they apparently had no idea, and then did that stupid HasLab when they waited 2 more weeks.
Same thing with Kersantin.
That whole entire thing.
Same thing with Kersantin.
Yeah. So that's one figure that I am very much looking forward to. I can't wait.
I have a problem.
That's season 2.
Yeah. What I have a problem with Hot Toys is
take
that
the cloak off.
I bought the Stormtrooper for right around $100, and that's full head to toe armor. Mm-hmm. It's a cloth undersuit with a body under the undersuit that moves. You know what I mean? Like, it's got a head under the helmet. The whole thing is essentially Moff Gideon. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just this is painted black instead of white. So why is the Stormtrooper $120 from Hot Toys and Moff Gideon $500?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the same amount of materials being used. And I look at my Biker Scout that was around $150. That's from The Mandalorian. So it's one of the newest Biker Scouts that's come out. And you can argue he's got just as much armor as Boba Fett, but yet Boba Fett's $400 and the Biker Scout was $150. So and they got the same amount of armor and accessories and everything. So I'm like, what the hell? It's just because he's Boba Fett that he's $300 more, you know, like because of the name. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't like about Hot Toys. They don't.
Hot Toys immediately jumped on making this Moff Gideon because they know it's going to be a key figure upcoming. So they've been it, stuff like that. They're releasing the pictures now. Where is Hasbro's Black Series version? They've had 6 months to come up with a computer render.
Like
they don't even need to do that. They could just show in like a screenshot from the show, right?
It's just
hey, this is coming.
That's
coming. Yeah.
If you're going to criticize anything, I think minimally Hasbro probably should have pipelined, but whatever. Like, let's be honest. Even if we all know that they're going to do it, it's just a matter of when.
Yeah, and the commandos, we'll get the commandos.
Yeah, but the problem with Hasbro is they've already committed themselves with all of their pipelines and their reveals to make sure that this guy's probably not going to even get into the pipeline for another 6 months.
Yeah, more than likely.
I'm sure. Pipeline doesn't necessarily insinuate they're going to stick to the same order that they pipeline stuff. They can shift things around as they want, right? Unless they commit to a certain sequence, which I don't think.
Now, does this guy's helmet come off and have Gideon's head underneath it?
It should, for the money.
Yeah, there's 2 different Gideon heads or something like that.
See, like I hope that when we get this in Black Series, that he's got a removable helmet and
me too.
The removable Mando helmet and all that
in Black Series.
But the other side of it is I really hate when shows do this where they introduce this armor and then they blow it up in like the same episode.
Is he dead?
What I mean? Like,
is he dead or is he a clone?
Yeah, I hope that was just a clone.
We didn't see a body anyway, so who knows?
Yeah, and that was on purpose, according to the gallery. Giancarlo Esposito said we wanted to leave it just in case there was a chance they needed him back or whatever, and it sounds like he's going to be involved in season 4 of Mando.
Yeah, and I hope he comes back with this outfit. I want to see him.
My theory is
wearing this more, and
if they
get rid of these stupid purple vibro staff things. I'm sick of them. It's everyone has to use those
because they're in the video game.
It's hard to get those things to stay put.
Everyone has to use one. I'm like, get rid of them. Just give them a damn sword.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Wouldn't it be cooler though? Like with the staff, if they just if they were like adhered to the end of the staff and they weren't made out of some plastic, they were made out of like a harder plastic.
Yeah.
You know, like almost, I think that would make it way better. Or they just had like ends that stuck on that had like the clear hard plastic that had a purple.
I wish they'd rework those different effects to make them a bit more sturdy, because let's be honest, when you're sticking them on, you don't want them shifting around and falling off.
I'm not even saying as a toy. I'm saying in the shows. Every single character in the show, starting all the way back with the prequels, who had to fight a Jedi, uses this same staff with purple effects on the ends.
Yeah, because it's an electro staff.
Except
for in the Force Awakens, they had
the arm staff.
They had the baton.
Just give them a damn sword and have it have like electrical effect along the blade or something.
I think it looks cool. Cool.
I don't have a problem with these. These are even cool with the Purge Troopers too. They look good.
I'm just saying, why does every single character have to use them?
Because that's their way of having a weapon that can back
droids. You got 6 different droids that have used it through the years. You've got 15 different troopers. Now you've got Moff Gideon. You've got freaking guards that have used it. It's like everyone uses the same damn weapon whenever they fight a Jedi.
This was a creative. This was a bit more of a unique design, though.
Oh, it's black instead of gray. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, they showed off these Voyagers figures. Have you seen these?
Eagle Force
scale action figures. Are these based on some property?
Eagle Force, the old military set.
Okay, I guess
it was a vintage toy line, Eagle Force.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you getting these, John? Then?
No.
All right.
I don't have the original Eagle Force either.
So there's Wild Bill. This is Peter. What kind of a name is that, Peter? He's got a TV set for a head. And then we got the hidden. This guy's
He
got
looks like a
some,
micronaut. It's pretty cool.
right? Yeah, that's what I was like trying to figure out.
Magneto's helmet.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I put in the slideshow this week.
Yeah. So yeah, the ramen toy stuff, like they're doing the not Mission Impossible, the Top Gun 3-pack with the Tom Cruise head that's included and the stickers that you can swap out.
Is that Tom Cruise thing looked like it was like a giveaway? Are they actually selling that on their site?
I don't know. I think it's included in the box set. Like if you buy all 3 of the figures in that set, I think the Cruise head and the sticker pack and the helmet come as like an add-on in that set. And then like they're doing the Ghost Rider car with pretty much somebody that looks exactly like Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider.
I don't know. Are they doing the figure or just the car, and then they're expecting you to use your own figure?
The figure's included in it. That's why I was like, this is a very interesting thing how they're able to get away with some of these copyrights and do this stuff.
So this is the VF1 Wolf Pack. They're not calling it Top Gun, obviously. They're calling it Wolf Pack.
Yeah.
And
he looks like
this boots right here.
And if you buy the bundle
like
with all 3, that's the special bonus is the Tom Cruise head. That's how they have it set up.
Yeah, so let's see. Do they actually show? They don't actually show the Tom Cruise head on here.
Yeah, it's on the internet though from the show because they've had it displayed with the figures.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Figures?
They're 6-inch apparently. I thought they were. Shabby was saying yesterday that he thought they were 3.75, but they are 6-inch. These
okay, so $150 to get Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
The Ghost Rider giveaway, $150. You get the 3 figures and the Tom Cruise head.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's ramen on that. So this ramen racer right here. Let's see what you guys are seeing. Yeah. So they have this version here, and from what I understand, is just the vehicle that comes with this fire pack.
Yeah.
And there's no figure. They do show this figure, but it's the blade, right?
And they have a figure in the car that's a Ghost Rider figure with a sculpt as well as I don't
think they're selling that. I think that's part of you just need to have the figure.
I don't know. It looked like they were planning on including like the figure if it hit a certain amount of backers, or maybe that was the early bird.
Yeah, so they did this one too. And I don't know if you get a sticker pack with it or if you're just expected to come up with your own stickers.
Probably do your own stickers or paint job on it because I don't think they're gonna willingly give people the Confederate flag sticker.
So this is Ramen Racer interchange pack for Ramen Racer. So this has got a different hood, some different rims, the little engine, the supercharger engine, and then some different tail lights on the back. It's $15 if you wanted to get that for your Ramen Racer. I know they're doing a what's that guy? Brave Star figure, but he's not on here yet.
Okay, and I saw that they
isn't he down at the? He's down there, isn't he?
Is he?
I thought they're doing a Falcon figure too, like a head to swap out, and then there's the Motu head that they did for the movie Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
it's Masters of the Verse. I see.
Masters of the Verse, yeah.
But it actually looks like Dolph Lundgren compared to the actual Mattel one that they gave you.
Yeah.
And I don't see the Brave Star guy.
No, I guess not. I thought it was that, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on there. I believe it's on their Instagram. That's what I'm saying. They have a couple.
Instagram.
Wait, that's just a head. You just get heads. So what are you supposed to do? Pop it on?
For this guy right here.
For the Masterverse,
By the way, but
it's just the Dolph Lundgren movie verse head. It actually looks like Dolph Lundgren compared to the one that Mattel gave you, and then you just swap heads on it.
But which figure are you supposed to put it on?
The movie version, the Mattel movie version of He-Man.
Oh, okay.
That's what, and they're supposedly going to do a Skeletor too to make them look more accurate because the Mattel ones, for whatever reason, due to licensing issues, weren't 100% accurate.
I'm trying to find the didn't I just have
I saw though on their page they have the Falcon head that you can get a proper Falcon head and swap it out on the classified figure. So like this is cool if they're going to be able to keep doing this type of stuff. I'm just not familiar enough with the company yet to want to shell out large amounts of money to a company I don't know. You know what I mean?
The thing is, it's an interesting thing because like what you should do is just make a post on social media and just ask people, because like I ordered one of those fake Resident Evil figures, but I did it from Bro Toys, and I did it through that 5K Toys only because somebody that I follow on Twitter that I think is not going to lead me the wrong way told me go with 5K Toys when they posted on their site. And I've been hearing about the ramen. Those ramen toys and stuff like that, and I know that it's easy for a smaller company to like kind of get lost in the weeds of, are they trustworthy? Are they going to be around? And sure, anything can happen, right? Like, they're in the middle of production, something causes them to go bankrupt. And then you're out for maybe. And it's
look at the Spaceballs company that they beat everybody out of their money, and it's been years now and no product, nothing whatsoever.
And then,
they got approved by Lucasfilm to make that too, which was crazy.
But I think that Ramen Toys recently said that they got a cease and desist on something, so they stopped making them and they had to apologize to. I think it was Ramen Toys. If it was somebody else, I'm trying not to spread misinformation. I feel like I read a post or something, and that's
what I was saying. So I just was very I saw the Ghost Rider online, and it's a Robbie Reyes flaming head. They had him sitting in the
I think that picture.
I was like, wow, that's really close.
you can see what they're offering. It's $200. It's like for the car.
Yeah.
So I think what they do is they have it set up with a Marvel Legends figure in there to show you, hey, it's working with this Marvel Legends figure, and this is kind of one way you can use it. But I think that's pretty cool because it's just a vehicle, right?
And then you have the build-up pack to use the different things and display it however you want. That's a great idea. Honestly, that's way better than the HasLab was. You know what I mean?
Hey, you guys, who used to do that? Like, hey, you guys. What? Yeah.
Goonies.
Oh, I was thinking of the electric company, actually.
Hey, you guys.
Anyways,
I think the electric company was the one that used to freak me out as a kid. Wasn't it the one where the woman would sit down and she'd be like, and today I see Sally out there, and I see Billy, and there's
John?
Susie, and then she'd be like, and there's John eating a bowl of cereal, and I'm like, oh my God, she saw me, because I was always eating cereal when I was watching Saturday morning cartoons and shows.
G-Force is saying, look, there's a company making a Vanguard for $190. It's actually is that the name of the vehicle that they're calling? Because I thought it was the tank.
No.
Is that a real company, or are they going to get mad and block you on social media?
No, Vanguard is like their name of their vehicle. The company that they license with is Razvani, and I think that car is modeled after the tank, but of course it's like a little oversized to be the actual car, because I think the actual car nobody could sit in the back.
Yeah, and that's what it was. They made it bigger.
Big enough to basically. I watched videos on these armored vehicles, and they all perplex me, because all of the ballistic armor that you would put on, your bulletproof vest, the first aid kits, you got to get out of the car and go open the hatchback to get to them. And I'm thinking, if I'm under attack and I barely got the window up and I got hit, the last thing I want to do is get out of my super safe car to go around to the back and open it up. So, right? How many? It's some sort of a button under the seat where a drawer pops out or something. But.
So now are you in on? I know you just did a video for people to check out on your YouTube about Valaverse, and if you're going to be backing out of it, but would you be in on that car from them or no?
It's too expensive for what it is for me, and to spend another $200 basically, because it's going to be shipping, whatever. I just think it's a little bit too big. I don't think it doesn't look sized well for me. If that's really the 110% scale just for testing, and they're going to shrink it down a little bit, maybe in the end, if it looks tighter, I got to see it.
We know we're getting the Vamp for a set price.
Yeah,
the Vamp is coming, and it's under $100.
I can't compare the Vamp and that because one's gonna fit like two figures and one's gonna fit like 5 or 6 and be all decked out, right? Like so to me it's not a good comparison to say Vamp versus that. I did like the pictures of the new paint scheme. They looked good. It just like I need to know if the one they're showing is not the scale of the one that's being produced. I want them to come out and say it outright. I don't want to have to go listen to some 5-hour podcast or whatever and hear one line in the middle of the podcast that everybody is citing as the thing. I want to see it written. I want to see it in the description every time they make a post. I want them to like make a reference and like say, hey, the pictures you're looking at are not like the final production, whatever. This is over big to scale, whatever. I don't want to have to go figure out which podcast or which stream they said it was printed at a much bigger scale. I don't want to have to do any of that.
They need a PR
that information when they're showing me the pictures of it. Right?
They need a PR.
I don't have anything from them, and I'm not interested in pursuing that personally. But
neither am I.
Can you explain? Like, are their products just that awesome that you're willing to put up with the nonsense that I hear about?
So I personally have not had too much nonsense going on. I know G-Force gives me ribbing about it, but I will tell you that I've been on the verge of feeling like very like attacked, but like not attacked, right? Like they're feeling me out to prepare to like go after me for what I'm saying. So I'm trying to like, I'm going to get to a point where like, I don't really care anymore. And I'm just going to say what it is, right? Like I'm trying to be very middle of the road. I'm trying to I'm trying to be very fair about it. But one of these people who posts on me or something like that is going to make me decide one day that I'm just not going to be nice about it. Right. But so far, everybody who's kind of responded to me has been fairly respectful for the most part. Right. So the nonsense kind of hasn't gotten to me. But the thing is, it's like I have seen there was recently they refunded some guy. And then the comment that they put in there is refund. I thought was ridiculous. They basically just in the refund said customers has too thin of skin. Here's your refund. And I was like, are you kidding me? Right? You know what I mean? And some of the responses that went on their like Instagram posts that they have since deleted were kind of like, well, I'm just glad you guys didn't like respond to me that way. You know what I mean?
And that's really the reason why I refuse to give them any money. I don't support their channels. I don't support anything that they do. I just don't care.
What's the draw? Is it just that they produce certain things that are like that kind of fit in with G.I. Joe, but are not?
And people like the accessory packs and the fact that you can, buy all this extra armor and stuff like that. But the figures themselves are equivalent of a classified. That's really no different. You know what I mean? Well, it's just these little things.
So this is the this is my selfie series, and this is on the Duster figure. And I like the accessories. They look very like realistic for the most part. I like the belt and the gun and everything looks really right. It has like almost the perfect size. The articulation on the figure is really good. They don't have the hidden pins or anything, so maybe that's going to come one day. But the articulation is really good on the figures, and they're built very sturdily and they're solid figures, right? Okay. So when you have one,
they complement your
they totally complement like your classified, and when you got them next to each other, right? Like these are totally two good figures to like pair up. So the lines completely pair together and their quality. And if you're not like just buying figures for the nostalgia of a cartoon back in the 80s or because you collected those, but because you like the genre or whatever, they are an excellent line of figures to get.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And you can't get more fair than that, right? Like me telling you, they're excellent figures for that.
Which are a little bit on the expensive side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're about, well, right now they're only about $5 more than a classified figure.
Yeah, which isn't bad. It's just
Right.
dealing with the
Yeah.
website, trying to get access to actually buying them.
Yeah, this is exactly, so Bick is right. Sorry you didn't get your toys was their
Yeah.
response to somebody complaining that because they originally posted and said come back tomorrow, and then a few hours later they fixed their site or whatever.
Yeah,
and this
I remember
was the
the
response that they were giving people.
Yeah.
And
It's just not a
you
good
know,
look.
so I'm gonna ask Ryan. I did not order the Swarm Horde. I'm not interested in those figures. The only ones that I'm interested in from Faliverse are the ones that look like people. For the most part, I don't like the ones that are just heads. I like the Eclipse, and so I was really looking forward to this Warpath Eclipse. And it seems like there was like a lot of like talk about the release of that figure, and then they just didn't follow through on what they originally said. They just changed their mind on how they were going to release it, and that's all I was really saying was like, stick with it or whatever. And then when they put that Swarm Horde, I don't think was as desirable. I think that's one of the reasons why the website didn't totally crash, because when I went there at noon, I actually tried to put them in my cart and see if I could get to the checkout just to see what would happen. It took me 8 minutes of spinning wheel for me to get to the part where I could actually check out. So it was super slow right at noon, but it did clear up because obviously they had plenty of stock.
Yeah.
Let's see. I like Bobby as a person and a designer, but effing hell, he needs to wise up customer service. Yeah, I think that for the most part, they, you can't talk to the people who are giving you their money a certain way and think that they're going to continue to give your money to them. Yeah, totally solid figures. They don't look at all. I think they are, and I got like almost every single one, right, except for like the he's gone because his battery ran out. But I don't have like any of those Steel Brigades or whatever, the Hordes or whatever. I don't have those. I have pretty much all of them, even the Melloway. I had enough points to Melloway for Condor, so right. So it's not like
I only bought Sergeant Slaughter. That's the only one.
Yeah, and he's on sale. He was on sale yesterday for $21. I almost bought one just to get him for $21, but I don't know. But otherwise, I mean, like, they're good figures. That Gemini's coming out, and that one looks pretty good. The Warpath Eclipse, I think, I'm almost to the point where, like, if it's not easy for me just to add to the cart when I'm going there to get Gemini, let's say, then I'm probably not going to get it, right? And if I go to the website and Gemini sells out and like the website circles and stuff, I'm not going to be trying really hard to pick them up. I'm not going out of my way.
Just to pivot quickly, just out of personal curiosity, I didn't back the Hiss, but I thought I heard from somewhere that there are rumors that they're going to sell the Hiss on retail like pretty soon after launch. Is there any
we were
news
talking about
I missed about that? I think I heard it from last week's stream. Yeah.
Okay, so what I didn't hear it and I didn't see the video or anything. Apparently it was at a panel or it was in some discussion where they were saying so this is all third party, right? Like hearsay was that what I heard was the Hasbro team basically says we have the ability to to make the vamp, to make this stuff and do it cheaper and better. And they threw out the idea that they could release a retail version of the Hiss tank without the lights and bells and whistles in retail for a much cheaper price.
Yeah. I wish I backed the Hiss. I kind of regret that.
You wish that you did not or did?
No, did. I did not. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not, but it's only because that was another one where I had to cancel the night that I was going to pay for it because I just didn't have the money in the account. Otherwise, I would have got it.
Yeah.
So I have a budget. I have essentially a separate account, and I put like $100 or $200 a week from my paycheck in that account, and that's my toy budget. And if it's at zero, I can't. I don't
Right,
go into
that's it.
my savings or my regular account, because
Yeah.
I did that in the past when I was younger, and I got myself in trouble. I ended up in debt and stupid. So I now have a set budget, and if I run out, I run out.
Yeah.
I can't get it. I just say I can't get it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I picked up this, by the way, John. I got a second one of these just for me.
I got two, and I left one in the box and opened one, even though he's
Yeah.
open pretty much. But
Yeah.
and now I want the ghost one. I saw the ghost one the other day, the Force Spirit one of that Yoda.
They
Mr. Blue
did
does the
another
same
one of these?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
did
see
a
that.
Force Ghost version of him.
retail.
I didn't see that.
He's clear. It's see-through. It comes with
In this line, or
yeah, but it's a 2-pack with one of the kids.
huh?
It's the kid and a Force Spirit.
So let me ask you a question though, Eric. Like, are you okay with them re-releasing a Hiss tank in a retail version that's like scaled down?
Oh, I hope they do.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. However, even if it was scaled down with features and whatnot, something like that has the potential to just
Piss a lot of people
detract from the HasLabs.
No. Just like not sell at retail. Like I'm not sure how much demand there would be for something that big, right?
No, but I think that if it's priced right, like if it was like just a generic Hiss tank where a driver can fit in there and maybe the back door opens and it's got the turret or whatever, no lights or gimmicks or whatever, $125, I think people would be in on it.
Yeah, I would buy it.
The minute you do that, I think people would stop backing HasLabs with the idea that they can.
Well, I don't. The thing is, I don't think so, because what I would imagine is it would be almost the same as the original Hiss tank was a toy, where the canopy opens, a guy can sit in it, and then there's a spot where the guy can sit in the gunner rack. They wouldn't have the back open up and have a guy be able to go in the back.
So you would think they would just seal it in.
Yeah, it would just be like the original Hiss tank, where it just had those 2 spots for figures and that's it. And they would do it for like 100, 125, and yeah, and it would come with a figure. It would come with a Hiss driver,
All right. Well, yeah. I mean,
and because like the Vamp, that Vamp's going to be around $100. If that Vamp is $200 and they put it in retail stores, even with the figure, no one's going to buy it.
No one's going to. But
so it's going to be
$125, $100.
It's going to be $100, and
it's going to be like the snow speeder.
Yeah.
But my question was though the other side of it is that missile system, the SMS missile system that with the Cobra Technoviper, wasn't that attached to the Hiss tank?
I don't know.
Wasn't that the trailer that the Hiss tank came with?
Oh, maybe
with the missiles on it.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
So didn't the HasLab come with a Hiss tank come with or was that a stretch goal that they didn't reach?
I think they reached all their stretch goals.
Yeah.
So the problem with the Vamp for me, and like talking about scaling, somebody said, do all vehicles look like they're oversized? I think you even said in the Marvel Legends when they were trying to do that car, the scaling's off because the figures aren't true like 1/6 scale, right? So the cars are going to have to be off for the figure to sit in them. But the thing is with the Vamp, and the one thing I'm worried about is all of the motorcycles, the Tiger Force motorcycle and Breaker's motorcycle have just felt too small for the figures, right?
Really? I think they're fine.
The figure sits on them, but I feel like size-wise, if you're looking at a vehicle like that, and I'm saying like, well, this is what I'm saying. So in real life, you have motorcycles of different sizes, right? Like, so a 650 Yamaha V-Star is like a 650 size engine, whatever, and it's got a nice size to it for an average person, but it's much smaller than like an 1100 or something like that, or something of that size, which has a size capacity that's a little bit bigger. So like, I feel like they're riding a bike that's a little bit too small.
Huh. I always felt they were fine, but no.
Yeah, I feel like
they didn't. They didn't actually make the trailer for the Hiss tank. It's not.
Okay.
I'm looking at the HasLab, and they don't even show a picture of it anymore.
Right.
I think that was maybe that was when they were thinking about it. They showed a picture with the missile system, but they didn't end up including it. They didn't do it.
Mm.
They put all the guns on his tank. There's 6,000 guns. There's a turret that goes on the front. There's 2 extra guns on the thing. There's rocket launchers on the sides. So they put all the extra missiles and guns on his tank.
So you're looking at it right now.
Yeah. But I was also looking at the SDCC, the Heat Seeker anti-jam SMS system with Technoviper figure that's coming, which in the old version, that setup came with a red HISS tank. You know what I mean?
And then
you got a red HISS tank that towed an SMS system with red missiles.
Scrap Iron's drone. The only HISS that came with the MSS was the Canadian 3 3/4 custom or Crimson set.
Yeah, it was a red HISS tank, exactly. Yeah.
I have not seen these ever. Do they talk or anything? Eric?
No, they're just a figure.
Yeah.
They're just
These are
figure.
cheapo little things that I got at Target. I got the playset too. I got the Jedi Temple of Tenu playset.
The big ship looks cool.
I got the ship too for. I got just an extra Yoda and an extra nubs for me, but I got because I figure that this line will come and go, and they're just not gonna make these toys like 6 months from now. So I just figured I'd get the set, and I got a whole bunch of the books and whatnot for my daughter for when she's older. So yeah.
That's cool. I've been looking for this animatronic from Home Depot. Has anybody gotten
I haven't seen it yet.
That's supposed to be this month, isn't it? I forgot about that. The scary Yoda.
Christmas.
They have a Mickey Mouse one too. Yeah.
What?
See, since what I'm really curious about is
I need to look that up.
Is there one set of the Yoda that comes with a Santa hat and a witch hat, and you can switch between the two? So it's Halloween.
It's one
and
animatronic that's swappable for both Halloween and Christmas.
It's in stock.
Because what'll happen is they did that with Jack Skellington a couple years ago. There was Jack was taller than me. He was sitting there at Halloween hey, what is this holiday, and stuff, and moving around, and his arms moved and stuff. And I thought about getting him, but I looked down and he was $200 or something, and I was like, oh, no way. And then November came around, and he got marked down right after Halloween. He got marked down to $50, and then the beginning of December came around, and he was back in the shop at $200 again. So I was kind of thinking, are they going to do the same thing with Yoda? Is he going to be $200 right now? But the day after Halloween, they're going to mark him down to $50.
Well, it's the generic
December 1st. Then December 1st, he's going to come back out and be $200 again.
Yeah, I don't know
for
about
the Christmas season.
Because I think it comes with
Jack.
both.
That's what they did with Jack last year. You know what I mean?
Look at that.
I'm trying to find the Mickey Mouse one, but
let's see what this looks like. Is this going to play or what? Oh, that's a lot of parts. Come on.
Oh, you have to put that together?
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, click on the picture in the product images, the lower left picture with Yoda with his mouth open. That just looks terrifying. You see that?
I definitely want one, though. I really, really do want one.
Oh my gosh, man. Okay, which one? This one right
here?
The
bottom left. No, the bottom left one.
Oh.
Oh my god, with the side eye too.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
What?
See, I'll set it up and I'll put it somewhere. So when
I'll just leave it all year,
In the
right?
middle of the night, and then when Dad wakes up, he'll walk by and he'll be like, "You are here for that." He'll be like, "Ah." Because
Look at the eyes on that. Oh my
at
gosh.
3 in the morning and goes to
It looks more like Gollum than it does Yoda.
Beware the dark side. And then like the sign. And Merry Christmas you will have. Oh gosh.
I like the Halloween one
All right,
better.
$200.
I'll keep them
Everybody
at
buy
Halloween.
All right. Well,
I'm not the same size as a Jawa. I got accosted by 2 Jawas.
oh, somebody's. Oh, okay.
I got beat up by 2 Jawas at the convention.
So you're the same height as 2 Jawas.
Yeah, okay. It's 2 Jawas standing on top of each other, sure.
Well, no, okay. You're the same height as. Oh, okay. A Jawa, but it was 2 Jawas.
It was 2 Jawas that beat me up, yeah.
Okay. How tall were they?
Jawa size, like 4 foot,
Oh, okay.
3 foot.
And you let them beat you up?
I didn't let them do anything. They just kicked the. I walked by and they jumped me. They kicked the crap out of me.
All right. What else you guys got?
Well, if you're gonna get this, it looks like Home Depot says there's only 118 available.
What? Yeah, they got like a ship to store right now in my area. Like I can't go pick it up apparently.
Well, there's delivery, but
I would just do ship to store and then go pick it up because it says actually free delivery too, and it's much faster than ship to store. So yeah, there's only 118 of them available. You're right,
John. Get on it. Corner the animated Yoda, scary Yoda market.
I'm telling you, I think I'm playing the long game. Well, the short long game where.
So I think
because last year, I'm telling you, last year all those animatronic things, like the Jack Skellington they all went down to like $50. In between, like there was this small period in November where it was not Halloween, but the Christmas stuff wasn't like taken off yet, and they marked them all down. And then they got more on December 1st and put the same ones back out that they had just clearanced back out for Christmas.
This is like a limited thing where they're going to go away and be gone.
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
I think they'll be gone.
Animatronic Yoda or Ghost?
Animatronic Yoda all day.
That's what
I'm a Yoda collector. I gotta have all the Yoda stuff.
Oh my gosh! You know that whole conversation about the Action Force and stuff like that. 10 people dropped out.
Wow. Like get this, okay? There's one thing I have in my room that I have not set up, a Yoda item. So last year at Christmas, you know how they have those giant, like 20-foot tall inflatable balloons that you can put out in your yard?
Yes.
They did a Christmas Yoda inflatable balloon, okay? And those balloons are a couple $100, all right?
Yeah.
I walked through after Christmas and they had a stack of those Yoda ones for $20. I got 3 of them in my room over there.
3 giant Yoda balloons.
Yes, that are 20 feet tall.
Okay, how big are the actual balloons? They're 20 feet?
Yeah, they're like 20. They're as big as a house.
Can you put helium in them?
Probably. I don't know.
Why do you have 3 of them in the house, John?
They put it. They're in a box, so they shrink down to like that big. You know what I mean?
I don't imagine. Like, I can't imagine you have it inflated, right?
No, I can't fit it anywhere. Yeah, but it was $20 when they were new. When they were first put out, they were $200 or $300.
Yes,
and then they marked them all the way down to $20 after Christmas. So I couldn't resist buying a couple of them. You know,
Rhinos is saying he can't have the Yoda because his cat would attack, and that's why he can't have nice things.
He's gonna wake up and find that Yoda thing standing over.
I'd love to see my dogs react.
My
boy would just probably run away or like bark at it, but the girl would just freak out.
John, this is what I want you to do. I want you to make a YouTube video of your Yoda balloons. I want you to have a company with helium come out, fill one of them, you strap it on to your belt, then hook the other 2 up, have them fill those 2 with helium, and just see if you can get airborne.
If I can float away with 3 Yoda balloons?
up
it's totally safe. I saw that movie where they did it with a house.
Yeah. I saw that too, and they went to a special land where there was a funny colored bird. Yeah, I don't have anywhere to put it, but I thought if someday I have, I can go up to the house and I can inflate one and put it in the front lawn. Yeah, but the reason I bought, I was gonna buy two of them because I thought I could inflate one, but I would never get it back compacted enough to put back in the box. So
just to look at it, right?
I was like, I had to buy two to keep one packed up at $20. It was like I should buy two.
Right. It's a no-brainer.
And then by the time I got to the register, I had three in my hand. I don't know. It was just one of those days where it was like $20. I can't pass this.
You collect Yoda stuff, so to me, it's like a no-brainer, right? Like,
but you guys just gave me an idea. I could open one of them and put it at the house.
Are there power lines?
It would take up the whole front of the house.
Are there
whole
power
house
lines
would be
nearby?
Santa Yoda. But...
Oh, if you don't put helium, you're good, right? Like if it inflates and comes loose, it wouldn't float to hit the power.
If it's
line.
regular air, no. Regular air doesn't float in regular air. Yeah.
I think that could be kind of cool, though. I really think you ought to fill it with helium and see what happens.
I should go up to the house this year and actually decorate it in Christmas stuff. Put fake snow all over the yard.
Do all the Christmas
fake snow on the roof.
Halloween, please.
What? Do it before Halloween?
Yeah.
Christmas? Yeah.
And just leave it year round. Yeah. Be that guy.
Yeah, I see people with all their skeletons in the yard still. Those giant,
you know what?
30-foot skeletons. They don't ever take them down because they were probably too hard to put up.
Speaking of holiday stuff, I need to go to my local Hallmark store because not all of my ornaments that I ordered came in. I got
Jobber the Hutt.
Yeah, the katana just came in for me, so I need to go pick that up.
Oh, is that the
carbon freeze? Yeah, this one's pretty awesome because it like Han goes down and the carbonite comes up, so it's pretty cool.
And you're still supposed to hang it on a tree?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. I have the only Hallmark ornament that I still have is I have a little telephone booth, and it has Clark Kent on one side, and every minute it flips, and it's like Superman, and then it flips back, and it's like Clark Kent.
That's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I got like I get some of the like Disney ones as well. Like Mickey and Peter Pan's flight ride vehicle from.
I just feel like those looked way too big to fit on a tree. The branch would go
because of they're in the boxes.
Yeah, I mean it's not this one. Admittedly, this one is going to be chunky and big, right? This is going to have to sit on a lower branch. Well,
like almost slide off.
The heavier ones, you got to nestle like not at the edge of the branch, but like a little bit in, and have like branches underneath supporting it. I have a fake. Like I don't do real trees. Fake trees are best for this.
Oh, okay.
I've
never had a fake tree. I don't know.
The wires. Yeah, I probably wouldn't trust these chunky things on a real tree. Yeah.
Our cat used to climb up inside the real tree and knock everything down.
Yeah,
that's why
I got that. I got that, and I got to pick up. They had this cool like light up and musical kind of Disney Main Street electrical parade. If you've ever seen that.
Yeah, I love that parade.
So yeah, that one they were back ordered on, but the manager at the store called me at work the other day, so I got to go pick that up today.
Well, that's a missed opportunity. I almost think like now that you say the lighted parade, they should make like a train set.
This is here. I'll find the link to it and I'll send it. So
when you're at Disney World, if you're like a fan of Disney movies, that parade at the Magic Kingdom that they do where they show it's like a float acting out a scene from like every movie and cartoon that Disney's like ever done, and it brings a tear to your eye. Like you feel like emotional watching that parade. It's just like, holy crap, it's a really good parade.
Yeah.
that was a robot again.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was something that.
So does that? I wonder if the Yoda has AI in it, and it'll be like, "Here to take over the world, I am. Yes,
No,
destroy
not
all
you.
humans, I will. Yes."
Naughty you've been. Yeah. But yeah, I have all the like interconnected A New Hope characters, so like they interact with each other and they play out pretty much the entire movie, and the
Right.
Death Star tree topper interacts with all it's that
What?
stuff is so cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I remember
We didn't
seeing the
have to
Death
do a
Star.
whole episode just on ornaments.
I remember seeing the Death Star tree topper, and I was there like 2 or 3 days before Christmas ended, and the girl at the shop at the Hallmark was like, we're going to mark those down to like $20 the day after Christmas. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, and I still got like 20 of them in the back. And I was like, okay, I'll come back. And I came back the day after Christmas. But I'm not kidding. I got there like an hour after the store opened, not right when it opened.
Yeah.
And she was like, they all sold in the first hour. She goes, it was like everyone knew they were marking them down. So they all went in and picked them up. She was like, if you were here like a half hour ago, you would have got one. But
and she didn't hold one for you after like telling you. Yeah.
Well,
All right, guys. All right. Anyways,
sounds good.
Private chats. Are you guys?
Right.
I thought you were going to share it, but you just sent me the link.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put them. I'm not going to put them up now.
No big deal.
All right, everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Have a good one.
John, Eric, thanks for coming, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time on the Toy Do Up.
Bye.